extra point.
And you know what? That's unfortunate because Brantley has been one of the top guys for Conway High School. He has done a great job kicking for them.
7-6, the Conway Tigers score on their second play from scrimmage, and we'll have a one-point ball game when we return to the CMC Friday Night Rivals on CW21.
DIY? How about DDIY? Don't do it yourself. Leave it to the professionals. Benjamin Franklin is your plumbing expert. We can take the hassle out of your home's plumbing. We can handle whole house repipes, unclogging your drains, installing water heaters, and help with any natural gas or inspections. And we're always there for you 24 hours a day. Benjamin Franklin is your punctual plumber. If there's any delay, it's you we pay.
Robison Community College, your source for higher education and short-term training needs. Offering accounting, basic law enforcement training, cosmetology, criminal justice, cybersecurity, electrical systems, EMS, HVAC, mechatronics, medical office administration, respiratory therapy, radiography, university transfer, artificial intelligence, welding, and more. Online and face-to-face instruction available. Learn more at robison.edu.
Aprende inglés gratis en RCC.
We're about to have our third Mr. Sparky kickoff, and we haven't played 3.5 minutes yet.
Yeah, we've had 2 offensive drives and 2 touchdowns. And the funny thing about it, Myrtle Beach ran theirs in, and Conway threw theirs in, and we thought the opposite about those 2 teams.
Hey, the Horry County Solid Waste Authority presents our starting lineups. They're protecting tomorrow's environment today, and every first down is a Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down. Myrtle Beach Hyundai, remember, no games, no gimmicks, just good deals at Myrtle Beach Hyundai. And Mr. Sparky is America's on-time electrician, and ready to kick it off for a second time for the Conway Tigers is Charlie Daniel. Oh, excuse me. It is that's Myrtle Beach's kicker.
That's Brantley Hall. And Brantley has been one of the more consistent players for Conway all year long. He has really done a good job kicking. He is 6 for 8 on field goals and 5 for 5 from 30 yards in. And he's been 10 for 10 on XPs. I don't know if you can put that last one on him or not.
High kick, and I thought he called for a fair catch as well. That's Amari Brown. Brown with big room to run. Penalty flag down as he nears midfield. Amari Brown, it looked like he threw the hand up with the ball at its apex.
Well, where that flag's thrown out, and I think you're going to be looking at a clip.
Yeah.
Because on a kickoff like that, with those high kicks especially, that's when you get a lot of clips. Because those guys come down, they turn around, and somebody's in their face, and they hit them from behind. That tackle then was made by, Eric Warren Moody.
And that was a block in the back, as you said, Coach, but it's going to push the Tigers, or make that the Seahawks, all the way back to the 30, make it the 25-yard line, almost the 26. So the Seahawks will have it for the second time. They're 4-2 on the year and 1-0 in Region 6-5A. They beat St. James last week, 31-28. Conway also 1-0 in the Beach region, 2-4 on the year. Beat North Myrtle Beach, 35-28 last week, and tonight it's the battle for the victory bell. Myrtle Beach has had it the past 3 or 4 years, but when you were coaching here, Coach, that thing stayed in your office about 10, 12 years in a row, didn't it?
Well, I don't really remember all of the details of it.
You're being too modest.
I know that we starting in '83, we didn't lose to Myrtle Beach until after the 2000s, I think.
That's what I was going to say.
And,
you're being too modest. Coaches know everything.
And the truth is, Mickey has done as good a job against Conway, or as good a job as any Myrtle Beach coach ever did in his years at Myrtle Beach.
Oh, he's done a great job. He carries that victory bell around on his golf cart when they have the golf tournament every year for the Doug Shaw Memorial.
Well, I'll tell you one or two things. Either Conway's going to get it back tonight, or I'll steal it off that golf cart. I'm not going to allow that.
False start. Pushes him back 5 yards, 1st and 15. Tanner Gaddy running to his left, throws left-handed to the receiver, and
he's out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
And
that's intended for J.J. Brown. He made the catch, but he was already out of bounds.
And, you know, Conway's been able to put a little bit of pressure on Gaddy, but he's done a good job of moving around, getting out on the edge. And that play then was made by Jameer Davis, even though he was out of bounds. Davis pushed him out.
7.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. We're just underway, and it's 7-6 already. So both teams took their opening possession and stuck it in the end zone. Myrtle Beach took a lot more time off the clock than Conway did. They scored on their second play on a 76-yarder, make it a 74-yarder. And the give off the tackle right is Michael Cohen. Cohen gets back the lost yardage on the penalty and about 3 more, so it'll be second down.
Yeah,
or they're going to say he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, and Alan, that was Myrtle Beach's sprint draw. That quarterback will sprint one way. Both guard and tackle will pull. He'll put it in the tailback's belly, and he follows those guys around the end. The tackle then was made by Christian Bird, the safety, coming up and making that play. And
another meeting by the officials and another Myrtle Beach penalty. That's their third here in the first 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, and that puts them in a long yardage situation, so they're probably going to get it down the field. Now, what Mickey likes to do, too, he enjoys, once he feels like you're honoring the depth of the field, he's going to start with his mid routes and his screens, and he'll screen you to death.
Rayvon Green in the slot and J.J. Brown wide to the left. You've got 2 to the right. That's the boundary side. They throw the slip screen over there. It's caught by Amare Brown, but Amare has nowhere to go.
Yeah, I thought they did a good job of containing it then. He got the ball out quick. Now, they're in a tough down here. They're looking at third and about 23 or 24. So, obviously, they're going to throw it down the field. The first one in on that tackle then was Austin Aaron Dorman, and it looked like his backup was helped to him as well, Downs.
So, it's third down and kind of Ainer from here.
Yeah, it looks like about third and 25.
Yeah. So he's back at his own 20-yard line. Needs to get across the 50 for the first down. And he rolls to his left again, being chased. Throws it out to Amare Brown. Brown makes the catch at the original line of scrimmage. He fumbles the football, and Conway's got it.
Conway picked it up at the 42-yard line. And he was just trying to get some extra yardage, but that's when it's tough. He's sitting there and he's moving a little bit. You'll see what will happen here. He faces up to the defense and he's trying to wiggle a little bit, and somebody comes in with an arm or a helmet and knocks that ball out. Gaddy does a good job getting rid of it. And watch him when he turns and faces the defense up. That's where the problem goes. He tried to switch that ball, and it was punched out. That was a heads-up play for Conway, and it's going to be their ball on the Myrtle Beach side of the field.
Yeah, big play for the Conway defense. And the way they scored on that first touchdown, 74 yards on the wheel route.
And that was Jameer Davis that came up with that fumble then, Alan.
He switches the tight end to the left, and they throw across the middle to the right, incomplete. Pass was intended for Javon Smalls. He had it for a split second, and then it came out.
And that ball was well thrown. I thought he got that ball out well. He had a little bit of touch on it, but I thought Smalls was looking down the field a little bit.
Yep. Took his eye off of it at the last second.
It's easy to take your eye off of it when you think somebody's going to ear hole you, and that's what happens on those slant routes a lot of times.
So Smalls will check in back to the left. So you got 3 receivers that way. That's the top of your screen. Trips to the left, and Myrtle Beach jumps offside. Looks like Jaden Hyatt.
And Hyatt's trying to blame it on the offensive lineman. That's what he's pointing at, so we'll see who they believe.
No, it's going to be on the defense. Hyatt got jumped off. I mean, he was drawing big time.
I've never seen a defensive guy that didn't jump offside and point to an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
He did it. So 2nd down and 5 after the incomplete pass and the penalty. And they hand off up the middle this time. The tailback, Hunter Only, carries for about 6, and a Myrtle Beach Sunday first down moved the chains.
And that was the linebacker, T.J. Brown, on the play. Now, I got to say this about Hunter Only. His dad played for me, and his dad had the very same name.
Hunter?
And his dad was a heck of a football player, I'll tell you that.
That's all right. He stays in the ball game, too. He's the tailback to the right of Noah Legg. And he's going to get it again, I believe. No, Legg's going to keep it on the Q counter, and he's going to carry for big yardage. Right up the middle, another Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down, 12-yard pickup.
And, boy, he just tucked that ball in and said, hey, come get me if you want to. That was Tyquil Singleton on the tackle, but I don't think he wanted to tackle him. He went down low on that one.
Well, you said before the game, Coach, that Coach Wilson has not been happy with his defense, and they've given up chunks here in the early going.
Well, they have, and I think they've played spotty all year long, and yet they can score so fast. That's where they're so dangerous to you.
Exactly.
And yet, the more times you get the football, the more opportunity you have to score like that.
And tailback this time is number 12. That's Legg, the quarterback, keeping it himself around the end.
Yeah, he just straight out ran a Q sweep then.
Q sweep for about 5 more. Actually, call it 8 more. Second down and 2.
In the stands, and people can't see.
Coach is yelling at some friends.
Dexter, get out of the way. People can't see.
5 minutes, 10 seconds on the rolling clock. Conway trying to take the lead for the first time. Man in motion is very slowly. Reggie Downs. They snap it to Legg again. Legg, Q counter right up the middle. Maybe a quarterback draw, but he doesn't get very far this time.
Yeah, and the tackle then was Antonio Brown, who both Coach Wilson and Coach Pierce would tell you that he's their guy on defense. And he's going to be involved with a lot of plays. He's been a 4-year starter for them at Myrtle Beach. He's also their rhino back when they get into short yardage. He's also going to represent Myrtle Beach High School in the North-South game.
We've got an official timeout on the field with 4:46. We'll take it with them. Seahawks lead at 7-6, but Conway's knocking on the door. It'll be 3rd down and 2 from the 6-yard line when we return to the Conway Medical Center Friday Night Rivals presented by Mr. Sparky on CW21.
At HTC, we're here to keep you connected, here to help you work and play better from home. And most importantly, here with HTC Smart Wi-Fi, providing a safe, secure, and reliable fiber optic connection. We're HTC, and we're here for you, so you can be there for all of life's best moments. Stay better connected. Build closer connections. Connect with HTC Internet. HTC, here to connect.
Hi, I'm Lenore Sellers, South Carolina football quarterback. In football, making the right call can mean the difference between winning and losing the game. Your healthcare is no different. With multiple locations throughout the state, Hope Health offers convenient, expert primary and specialty care. Make the right call and become a patient of Hope Health today. To learn more, visit hope-health.org. That's hope-health.org.
Well, before the break, we thought it was a no-gain situation, but they're going to say that Legg picked up the 2 yards necessary to move the sticks, so it's 1st and goal at the 6.
Yeah, Noah is a big quarterback now. You got to keep that in mind, and he really is built like a tight end.
And he's got, well, we got kind of a rhino package situation with Conway, and this time there's a no-gain situation for Noah Legg. He stopped right at the 6-yard line.
And what they have actually, Alan, is and that was Malachi Geathers on the tackle then. Mm-hmm. They've got 2 quarterbacks in the backfield here.
Yes.
They've got their backup, and they also got Noah in there, and they will snap to either one. They'll snap it to him, let Noah go out for a pass. They'll snap it to Noah and let him run. They've got a little different package as well, even though they came back out in it and got in the regular offense here.
Only as the tailback now, but you're right. They had Makai Canty in, the backup quarterback last time. Quick snap. I don't know if Legg was even ready for it.
I don't think he was. I don't think he intended to get the ball in.
And there's going to be a little extra after the play.
Yeah, I was not looking, so I'd like to see that on film.
He threw him
we
down.
Get it up. Let's see what that personal foul looked like, because it looked late. I turned away to look at you.
Here it is.
And when I turned back, let's see if we can see it here.
See, he wasn't ready.
Yeah, that was not. And, of course, they
here's the little
I
extra.
think the whistle had blown.
Right there, and then he just throws him down.
Yeah, and of course, Noah did a good job on that.
That's good acting.
He made it look good. So there again, that certainly is not what Myrtle Beach wanted to do. Now they're looking at 2nd and 3.5, 4.
Want to thank the Conway Medical Center for donating $500 each week to the host school. In total, our local schools will receive $5,000, and it's, I believe, 2nd down, even though it's not an automatic first down on the personal foul. It moves it half the distance.
They got 3rd on the chains, but I can't really that thing's hard to see from here because it's so bright.
Yeah, and Noah Legg is fighting his way to the goal line. Did he get in?
I don't think he got in.
No,
then,
they were going to say
like he
4th
was a
down.
little bit short.
Yep, 4th down and less than a yard.
Well, is it 4th? No, I thought you said it was 2nd.
I thought it was 2nd too, but it was 3rd on the down marker. So the official came in with the fist, meaning that's 4th down. And they're going to go for it, obviously, with Jordan Jenkins split wide to the left. And the 2 quarterbacks in the ball game, Legg and Canty, are going to be side by side in the backfield.
Yeah, and that's kind of their version of a Rhino package, and I'm not sure what the specifics of it are, but I think that it gives them some options.
Well, the play clock is down to 3 seconds. They're going to have to call timeout and decide what to do.
On it. Yeah, they were waiting on that.
Yep, so the play clock runs down. They call timeout with 3:02 to go in the first quarter and trying to take the lead on 4th down and goal from inside the 1. Benjamin Franklin is the punctual plumber. And they bring you all of the kickoffs tonight, Benjamin Franklin and Mr. Sparky. And stick around after the game because we've got more CW programming. And then at 11:20 tonight, it is the End Zone. And
and I love to watch them in the huddle when they're here. That's when I like to get my binoculars out.
Yeah, you got your
and see what the coach is talking about because you can kind of tell where they're going if you look at who they're talking to. And don't think that the team on the other side is not doing the same thing in the box. These coaches will try to get every advantage that they can, and obviously having binoculars is a good one.
I like that, Coach. Got your spy glasses out. Well, they go with a tradition. No, they don't. I was going to say they're going with a traditional lineup, but they do have Canty in there right beside. No, that's
small.
That is Only and Legg, the traditional lineup. Twin receivers to the boundary side right, 1 to the top, and
Conway's going to have to use another timeout.
Yeah, it's down to 3 seconds again. They're going to have to call timeout, and Josh Pierce is hot.
Yeah, and, that's always frustrating as a coach.
After a timeout.
When you use a timeout to set a play up, you send them on the field, and them knuckleheads go out there and get frustrated with one another and can't figure out where to line up. That's when I want to put a knot on the head.
Or who's supposed to be on the field and who's not. It's something. Come on in. Is that your boy, Coach?
Yeah, that's Cannon Charles.
Hey, Cannon. Good to see you, buddy.
Cannon coaches at South Florence, and they played last night up at Lakewood and beat them about 200-0.
It should have been.
And but anyway, he decided to come down, and this is his first time back seeing a Conway game since he coached here.
How about that?
Back in, I think, 16 was his last season.
He's the defensive coordinator for the Bruins over in South Florence, and they are ranked number 2 in the state.
Yeah, and they've won 2 out of the last 3 state championships there.
Yep. And I think they're looking at number 3 this year.
I don't know. I don't think the coaching's good enough.
All right, Legg is going for it on 4th down. I don't know if he got it.
I believe he got it.
I don't think so, Coach.
I believe he got it.
Let's see what they say. The officials are saying no. Myrtle Beach football.
Now, here's what you got to keep in mind, Alan.
Wow.
Getting down here close and just about scoring, you can say, well, they lost their chance, but you got to keep in mind, you have the other team on the foot-yard line. And so your goal now on defense is to get the ball back on this side of the 50. That was Justin Green.
Who made that stop.
And that was a big stop.
Huge stop for Myrtle Beach at the half-yard line.
And
Heck,
again,
it looks like the 2-inch line.
Again, I think that the thing that's important here is not necessarily what happens on this drive, but what happens after it in terms of field position.
2:57 on the clock, and they're starting inside their one. They go with the Rhino package, and it is snapped directly to
Brown.
Yep.
And that was Deshante Copley on the tackle. And, you know, Gabe Williams is the guy that they say is their player on defense, but Deshante has been in on a lot of tackles already tonight, and it might be that they're running away from Gabe. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes.
Antonio Brown is that Rhino quarterback. He stays in the ball game. They're at the 1-yard line now, just inside the 2, and they snap it to an up back, and he runs it out to about the 5. So it's going to be 3rd down, and we'll call it a long 5. It was Antonio Brown again.
And that was the entire defense on that tackle then. Now, here is an important call.
Yep.
It's 3rd and 5. You can want to see what kind of risk Mickey's going to take here. My guess is that he's going to get the Rhino out. He's going to put back in his normal offense. And I would expect some type of screen out on the edge of the field right here. Get it out quick, try to get some quick yardage and get that 1st down so they can have some breathing room.
Yeah, Rayvon Green and J.J. Brown come wide to the near side.
So you got to screen, you got to get close to those guys on the outside.
But he hands it to the tailback, and he's got running room. He's at the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. He may be gone. He's at the 40. Got an angle to him, to the 30, and they catch him from behind around the 23-yard line.
And, you know, it'd be interesting to go back and see that thing, because obviously you had a breakdown here off the edge, and my guess is it's right here on the edge. They pin that. That's a tackle you got to make, and then he's on the edge. You had a safety coming across that didn't make the play. All the credit goes to Myrtle Beach, but Conway didn't do that what they needed to then. They did not rally to the football.
Close to a 70-yard run by Michael Cohen to the 25.
And you talking about flipping the field, Alan. That's a flip if I've ever seen one.
Yep, from the 5 to the 25 on the other side of the field. Here's Tanner throwing deep. He's got a man in the end zone. Touchdown, Myrtle Beach.
And I felt like the safety should have made that play, but he just didn't get over there quick enough.
Amare Brown with the touchdown from 25 yards out. So they go from the 1-yard line to the other end zone in 4 plays.
A 99-yard drive in 4 plays, and yet you got 2 big plays and 2 not so big. But you can see here, he does a good, you know, the thing you got to understand there, he had the football in his right hand. Mm-hmm. So it's not where the body is, it's where the football is when you cross the end zone. His feet were still in bounds. Even though he fell out of bounds, the football actually crossed the plane. So I think it was a good call.
Charlie Daniel on to add the extra point right down Broadway, and it's 14-6 all of a sudden.
Yeah,
when we thought they were about to score on the other end, and 4 plays later, they're down by a touchdown.
Now, what Myrtle Beach has not been able to do is they haven't been able to stop Conway's offense.
Yep.
So this would be important now, because what Myrtle Beach needs to happen is they need to stop. They need the ball back. They need another score. What Conway needs to do is take it down and get 2 and even this game up.
Conway has moved the football well against the Myrtle Beach defense until they've gotten inside the 5-yard line, and then it was nothing doing. Heavy going. Inside a minute to play in the first quarter. 14-6, Myrtle Beach on a 4-play, 99-yard drive and a 25-yard touchdown pass to Javon Smalls.
And that was an impressive drive, but it was more an impressive 2 plays than really a drive.
Yep. 70-yard run.
Now, keep in mind, last time Myrtle Beach sky kicked Conway. Let's see if they do. I think they don't want to kick it deep to Smalls necessarily, but we'll see what they do here if they sky kick again.
Yeah, right.
And this is the other Daniels, Alan.
Yes. And it's going to be a bounce to a Conway return man, and he's got a whole bunch of people in front of him, but he's got a whole bunch of people jumping on his back.
And you do know once that ball hits the ground, the fair catch is off.
Yep.
He had a fair catch on. He let the ball hit the ground. Now he's meat.
Right.
And they can take him out. But he did a good job catching that, because I tell you, that's where you get in trouble.
It was Amare Brown on that touchdown pass, by the way. I apologize. And it was Michael Cohen who went 70 yards to set him up at the 25-yard line for the touchdown pass.
We had a game in Myrtle Beach last year, and Cohen played so well. I don't remember exactly who they were playing. Was it Socastee? I'm not sure who, but Cohen just played a heck of a ball game, and I remember him from then.
So Conway has it back. Noah Legg quarterback. Tailback to his left. Twin receivers to the boundary side, one to the field side. He's going to the field side. He's got Smalls open. Smalls might have gone the distance had he pulled that one in. Just a little bit out of his reach.
It looked like Smalls slowed down a little bit, and then the ball was over his head. That was crazy looking, because I thought he had the ball right on top of him. But then when Smalls' hands went up, it looked like he slowed down a little bit. But I can tell you, that serves more of a purpose than just a drop pass, because those defenders know when that happens, they better back up.
Tyquil Singleton, he had 2 steps on him, and he might have taken it all the way to the house.
Well, I've been impressed with Smalls' speed.
Smalls is wide to the right again. Twins to the left. And quarterback counter. And Legg lays the leather to one of the linebackers and picks up about 9.
Yeah, boy, he's forceful in there, isn't he, Allen?
Yep. He put his shoulder down and picked up 9, so second down, make it third down and 1.
Yeah, and there's a big difference here when you're doing it here and when you're doing it down there on the goal line when they're putting 12 or 11 people in the box and sicking the ball.
So wide to the near side is Savion Watson. And in the slot is Smalls again.
And they're giving him a good bit of space out there to Smalls, and I'm not sure you won't see a default where what they call a key 1 or a key 2, where they will take that ball and just get it outside right now, because they're not really honoring that guy.
That's the end of the first quarter. Myrtle Beach takes a 1-touchdown lead to the second 12 minutes by 8, 14-6, as we take it to the timeout with the Conway Medical Center Friday Night Rivals presented by Mr. Sparky on CW21.
Clogged toilets? Is your kitchen sink backed up? Do you have a leaking faucet? Call the experts at Benjamin Franklin Plumbing and let us help with any of your plumbing problems. We repair leaky or broken water heaters, fix frozen pipes, unclog sewer lines, and even repair garbage disposals. We're here for you 24 hours a day, and we still don't charge to come out during regular business hours. Benjamin Franklin is your punctual plumber. If there's any delay, it's you we pay.
Greatness is measured in the mornings you wake up ready to move, in the moments you choose motion over stillness, in every single time you refuse to sit this one out. That's why CMC Orthopedics has 5 locations across the county and sees walk-in patients every day. It's why the Chanticleers trust us with their dreams as the premier orthopedic provider of CCU athletics. Greatness keeps moving, and CMC Orthopedics keeps you there.
Hey, Mommy! Life can get a little hectic, and sometimes things slip through the cracks. But when life overflows, A&I is ready to step in. Our team acts fast to restore your home and bring peace back to your life. You can rely on A&I when life overflows.
Hello, everybody. I'm Cecil Chandler. Are you looking for a new Hyundai? Well, the 2025s have got to go, and there's only a few left. The 2025 Sonata, 1.99% interest rate for 60 months with leases starting at $259. Looking for a smaller car? How about the 2025 Tucson with 1.99% interest rate for 60 months with leases starting at $279. Deals like this make you smile.
It doesn't matter who your team is, you're always a winner with Myrtle Beach Hyundai.
After the game, switch over to ABC 15 for the End Zone. All your highlights at 11:20.
Back at the backyard at Conway High School in the county seat of Horry, and see Conway basketball coach Mike Hopkins here. He was the head coach at Coastal Carolina, Coach Jordan, when I was the play-by-play announcer there.
And we hired him right out of there.
Yep.
I remember when he came to Conway back years ago. I don't even know how long it's been, but he's done a great job here in basketball.
And the give up the middle, or actually the quarterback keeper up the middle, is Noah Legg. He's done that quite a bit tonight.
Yeah, and that was Malachi Gathers on the tackle. And they have used Legg a lot running the football. He's kind of the fullback of this offense.
He only needed one, and he got about 4. So that's a Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down. During the fourth quarter of tonight's game, we'll be highlighting the school bus stop of the game. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. Trips to the top of your screen. Single setback. Legg takes the snap, puts it in the belly of his tailback. Only carries for about 3. We'll call it second down 7.
And if Hunter's anything like his dad, he's a tough runner, I can tell you that. That tackle then was made by Dylan Snyder, a backup rush in for Myrtle Beach.
Nose of the football. Splits the field. Right at the 50-yard line. So second down 7 with Onley still in the ball game and the receiver in motion. That receiver is Jordan Jenkins in the slot.
Myrtle Beach is mostly running out of a cover 2. They run what they call a cover 2 match, Allen, and they're going to try to keep everything in front of them. They feel like they can get an extra man in the box that way.
Only a yard on this carry by Onley, so it's third down and 6, right at the 49 on the Myrtle Beach plus side of the field.
And what Coach Wilson will tell you, his defensive coordinator has been with him for quite some time. Jason Owens, and I don't know how long, but it's been quite a long time. And they're going to try to make you run with width.
Twin receivers right, one to the left. He sends Smalls in motion. He throws a slant pattern across the middle. It's caught by Jenkins, and Jenkins is going to be, I think, have enough for a first down inside the 40.
And let me show you what happened then. If we can see this again.
You will.
Basically, they took a back and put him in motion to try to get that overhang player to run with him. When he did, the receiver hooked up right where he left from. You can see it right there. And that's what we call an RPO, a run-pass option. He can do that or not. And, of course, everybody was in on that. But that's exactly what they were trying to do. And basically it's an effort just to spread the defense out.
That was a 12-yard pickup and a Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down. They faked the pass or faked the handoff, pass out to Smalls on a slip screen, and Smalls is taken down in the backfield.
Yeah, and what Smalls has got to understand there, catch the daggone football and get up the field. You know, you do any dancing out there, and the Army is coming, and they're going to hit you in the mouth.
That was Tyree Coffin on the stop for the Seahawks, one of the backup linebackers, but he sniffed that one out in a hurry. 4-yard loss, second down and 14, back at the 41.
Yeah, and that's a tough down to make up now because you got one play. The idea now is to get within 5.
So he's got twin setbacks. One of those is Smalls. Now he's in motion. See if they throw to him. No, they're going to go downfield. And he's got a man. Pass is caught by Jenkins, and he steps out of bounds after a Myrtle Beach
Boy, that was
Hyundai
a
first
heck
down.
of a catch by Jenkins. I thought that ball was overthrown, and it just kind of dropped down in his hands, and that tells you what kind of speed he's got. We'll get an eyeball here on it, but he puts a good bit of air on it because he had somebody in his face. Watch Jenkins on that catch.
Outside shoulder.
And that's one of the reasons that Jenkins is going to be playing in the North-South game.
So both of these quarterbacks are left-handed, and that one floated in perfectly for Jenkins, and it picks up another Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down inside the 25.
And, you know, both offenses have been on spot tonight.
Yep. So single setback, I formation, out of the pistol. He hands off to Only up the middle and no gain.
Yeah, not a lot of room in there then. Pretty much I think the whole defensive front was in on that tackle.
Yep. He was bottled up in a hurry. And so they're going to give him credit for about 2 to the 20.
And, you know, Alan, sometimes you got to wonder on your play selection as you get down here in this red zone, which they're approaching now. Does your play selection change? Because obviously they've done a really good job between the 20s. Mm-hmm. It's when they got close that they've struggled a little bit tonight.
When the field shrinks.
Yeah, it condenses a little bit. They're going to bring people up and get them in the box.
So 2nd down and 8 from the 20-yard line. Right at the Robinson Community College red zone. Leg throws the slide screen outside to Smalls. Smalls slips right at the 15-yard line.
He tried to cut on that inside foot then, it looked like, and yet he's pretty close. He puts them down where they got a chance. They basically are in, is it 3rd or 4th, Alan?
It's 3rd
I think
down.
it's 3rd. So they're in 4-down territory right here. Now, keep in mind that Bradley Hall is a heck of a kicker. And those 3 points would be important now, specifically because you didn't make that extra point, and now you're 8 down.
Mm-hmm. 6-yard pickup makes it 3rd down and 2. And you've got Gabe Williams in at tailback right now with leg, and he fakes it to Williams and throws across the middle, and it's incomplete. Actually, it was on the field side, intended for Derek Frazier, and Frazier slipped down before the ball got there.
Yeah, and that was Malachi Gathers that made the hit on leg then, and I thought that he did a great job on the line of scrimmage. Gathers did then, and it really he didn't have much time to throw the football. They're going for it on 4th down here, and you know you got to ask yourself. Do I want to try to pull even? You want to score? Sometimes 3's good.
Williams is still in the ball game at tailback. 3 receivers, 1 in motion to the near side. Leg is going to keep it himself. He may have fallen forward.
I believe he got it.
I think he fell forward for the 1st down, about a 3-yard pickup.
Yeah, and
that'll move the chains.
He just kind of put his pads down and overran them because they were sitting there waiting on him, and I thought he overran their butt. You can see right here, Leg just pretty much says, hey, you better get out the daggum way. I'm coming.
Yeah. He puts his shoulder down and
that was
lunges
a great
forward.
effort by him then because you had 48 and 1, and 1 is their middle linebacker. 48 is the defensive end, and he just ran over there behind.
Yep. He lunges forward for the 1st down, so it's 1st and 10 at the 12.
Now, they go back to that package with a double quarterback, which they got in. They put some more blockers on the line. Let's see if they're as effective.
And Tanner is going to throw the fade and a little bit out of the reach of the receiver.
Was it out of reach or he just dropped that ball? I couldn't tell from up here. It was the opposite end of the field.
Savion Watson, he couldn't reach it.
That was Jenkins, was it not?
Jenkins, yep. Jenkins and Watson was over there too, but it was just out of his reach.
Yeah, and that's a good throw on 1st down.
Sure.
And, of course, what you're looking at, you can get a 1st down here, but those are some tough yards down there, I can tell you.
It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 12.
You know, the best play down here, Allen, is a penalty against the other team. Either side.
Yeah. Noah Legg has Williams to his left. He's looking across the middle. The slant pattern is thrown behind the receiver this time. So,
yeah, and he just had a crosser then, and the crosser was 2 steps up, and you can't put that behind him. You got to put it out front. And you can see right here on the crosser, he does a good job with his eyes. He looks back to the left, but then he comes back to the crosser and puts that behind him, and that's an impossible catch, Alan.
Yeah, Henry Lawson was the intended receiver, and he couldn't reach back for that one.
Yeah, that's tough. Now we're looking at a situation where I think now if you're looking at 4th down and 4th and 10, if they don't get something here, you need to kick that ball.
And Tanner's getting flushed, and he's going to be sacked all the way back at the 20-yard line. He had 4 white shirts in his face.
And this is a great time to send the house because you can defend playing man down here.
Yep.
Man-to-man is your best coverage, and you can see they didn't bring but 4. But certainly Amari Brown, is that Amari? Yeah.
Yeah,
That was Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown
that made the tackle there, and he's their go-getter guy. Now,
They're
looks
gonna go
like
for it.
Conway is going to go for it again, and again.
They need to pick up 18 for the first down. And now they're going to decide to talk about it. Although I think it was Mickey Wilson.
Who called a timeout?
I think
Myrtle Beach?
it was Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach called timeout with 5:30 to play in the first half. It's 14-6 and a fourth down play coming when we return to the Conway Medical Center Friday Night Rivals on the CW21.
Sometimes unwanted guests show up unannounced and they refuse to leave. They make themselves at home, making life uncomfortable. But that's when you call ANI to show that unwanted guest the door and keep them from coming back. You can rely on ANI to kick mold out for good.
Fact, it's Ford Truck Month, and it's the best time to get a great deal on a new Ford truck. From the company that assembles more vehicles, employs more hourly workers, who help make Ford the best-selling truck brand in the Carolinas. It's Ford Truck Month. Get great deals on a huge selection, and that's a fact. For the latest offers on a new Ford truck, see your Carolina Ford dealer or visit buyfordnow.com today.
$5:30 to play in the first half. It's 14-6 Myrtle Beach, but Conway, for the third time in this ball game, has been inside the Robinson Community College red zone, but they've only come away with 6 points, and they turned it over on downs at the 1 on their last possession, and they have moved it right down the field again, but here's a fourth down play.
And Myrtle Beach hadn't been able to get the ball back from them. Now they are going to kick. They call that timeout, which I think is a good call on Josh's part.
I agree.
It puts you one score down, not a score and a half.
And that timeout was by Myrtle Beach, and I think they're going to call it again. They didn't realize that Conway was going to kick.
Hey, that was a good move on Josh's part because Mickey had called that timeout originally. He wanted to make sure he had his defense shored up.
All right, let's go down to the field to the third member of our broadcast team. Rodney Berry is with the Educators Spotlight. Go ahead, Rodney.
Hey, guys, what an exciting game we have here. We had an audible called on us, but we have Mrs. Hinch, and we're in capable hands. Tell us some of the great things going on here in the classroom in Conway.
Well, first, we have the best students and some of the hardest working staff, and we have a lot to celebrate. Last year, our graduating class had the highest graduation rate in school history and the highest percentage of students earning college and career readiness. We are also a STEM certified school, and we have an AVID program, and our students have lots of opportunities to explore their future careers and earn industry certifications in the classroom. We are looking forward to having another great school year.
That is outstanding stuff. Thanks for sharing with us.
Thank you.
Back up top, guys.
Thanks, Rodney. And they have taken the kicker off the field and are going to go for it on fourth down, Coach. 18 yards is what they
need. Let's see what we got, baby.
Tanner is going to go deep down in the left-hand corner. He's got a man.
And he dropped the football.
Dropped it.
He
had it in his
He
hands.
dropped the football. Then we got a flag up back there, Alan. Let's see what we get.
He had it right.
We got a flag in the end zone. Conway's pointing at Myrtle Beach. Let's see.
Yeah, it might be a pass interference.
It may be. They may give the possession to Myrtle Beach and then assess the penalty. So I really don't know here. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, well, they're having that.
Can we see that one more
again.
time? Can we see that while they're talking? Because I thought that ball was on the money.
It was right on the money. He threw it right. I mean, it hit him right in the hands.
I thought that was a good call by Josh Pierce's part.
It was a perfect
throw.
throw.
Put it on the money. We got to come down with that football. And who was that?
Right
Jenkins?
in his hands.
Yeah. Wow.
And let's see what the officials determine here. Well, let's wait and see. We still haven't gotten an indication of what the penalty is. I think it's going to be defensive pass interference, Coach.
Well, if that's the case, I don't see how, Alan. I didn't see any.
They're marking it towards Myrtle Beach's goal line.
But I did not see anything. Well, that changes everything real quick.
So it's an automatic first down, I believe.
No, it's Myrtle
PI
Beach
is
gets the ball, and then they're going to back it up.
Oh,
they're going to
okay.
assess it after It was after the play.
But what was the call? I didn't see the
unsportsmanlike
unsportsmanlike conduct.
Part.
Wow. So yeah, they take possession and then they back them up half the distance of the goal to the 10-yard line.
Now this is where Conway let the cat out of the bag on this last series. They had Myrtle Beach pinned down, but they came out and they got to be able to hold them down here. Oh goodness.
That's the tailback, Michael Cohen, again. He had a 70-yard run on their last possession, and Cohen takes it this time off tackle left and picks up about 9.
Yeah, and they just ran the sprint draw then. Jameer Davis was on the tackle then for Conway coming out of the secondary to make that tackle.
No huddle for Myrtle Beach. 8-yard pickup, 2nd down and 2. Cohen, single setback, twins to the right, twins to the left. Now he looks over to the sideline. Mickey Wilson calls in the play, and Tanner Gaddy, the senior quarterback.
Conway's running a cover 3. It looks like they're going to walk those guys up. It's Cohen again, and they got him in the backfield.
They got him this time right at the 15-yard line, so that's going to be about a 2-yard loss.
And that tackle was made by the defensive front, which includes Tamari Chandler, McDonald, and McClendon. All 3 of those guys were in on that one.
Boy, that's a generous spot if they're going to give it out to the 19. And it's a hold against Myrtle Beach, so it's going to back them up 10 anyway.
Yeah. Well, you know, Myrtle Beach is their own worst enemy down here because really they've accumulated enough yards to get a first down, but it keeps going backwards on them.
I think that's their 6th penalty here in the first half.
Yeah, they've had their share for sure. But they've been able to overcome that.
Yep. So it's back to the 12-yard line. So it's 2nd down and 12.
They take Cohen out of the backfield now, and they got
empty backfield. Here comes the blitz. They throw the middle screen, and he's got a little bit of running room, but not a lot. Got back to the original line of scrimmage and about 3 more, so it'll be 3rd down and about 7.
Yeah, and I think any time you empty the backfield like that, you expect a screen down there. That tackle was made by number 21, Eric Warren Moody. And also helping in on that was Reggie Downs, number 10.
So a big 3rd down play with a single setback. Cohen back in the ball game. 1 to the top and 3 to the bottom.
Screen draw again.
Yep, little draw
and
play.
Get it.
And Cohen picks up the 1st down and about 10 more out to the 30.
And I tell you, Cohen has been impressive. He runs with his pads down. He runs hard. You can see here it's a sprint draw again. They want it to look like it's going the other way, and then he comes back against the grain behind the guard and tackled it, pulled, and led him up into the hole.
Took a couple of Tigers to get him down, and here's slip screen to the near side. Pass caught by Rayvon Green, and Green takes it forward for about 6.
And that tackle then was made by Gabe Williams, one of the inside linebackers. And again, Conway's doing a pretty good job of not giving up the big ones on this one, but Myrtle Beach is just doing a really good job of being deliberate.
Under 3.5 to play in the first half. 2nd quarter action, still a 1-score ball game, 14-6. Tanner is looking across the middle. Pass is caught by Green again. Green to the 50, 45-40. Breaks the tackle down to the 37.
Boy, and I tell you, Green looked like he knew what he was doing. That was Jameer Isom on the tackle then, but it was after he got about 30 yards. And you can see it's just a crosser, but he's getting a lot more time than he's been getting, and Gaddy really did a good job of picking that out. The linebacker there has got to set his heels. The safety took a bad angle coming in. Corner had to make the play.
Forward progress to the 36. A Myrtle Beach Hyundai 1st down. Again, a sprint draw to the tailback, Michael Cohen. And Cohen is caught at the line of scrimmage this time. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And that was Gabe Williams again on the tackle. He's been pretty effective here on this drive. They just replaced the nose guard. And, I think that Myrtle Beach has really hurt Conway on big plays. That's where they've been able to take advantage. And that's what Mickey wants to do. Mm-hmm. He wants to set them up, and he's really good at making those kind of calls.
Got Billy Miller in the ball game. He's the slot receiver to the far side. You got 3 that way, and Tanner rolls that way. Gaddy down the middle of the field should have been picked off, but it was not.
And that was Jameer Isom on the play. I thought he played that excellently. He went up with the ball. He got in good position. He got into position to pick it, but the receiver played good defense then. You can see there that the receiver did a good job of coming over his pads and knocking the ball down. So you need to put him in the secondary.
J.J. Brown was the intended receiver, and he did knock it out of the hands of Isom. So a 3rd down and long for Myrtle Beach.
And they've been good on this down all game, Alan.
And he moves his tailback up to a slot position, so an empty backfield.
Look for a crosser.
Gaddy down the middle of the field, overthrew his intended receiver. That was number 4 for the Michael Cohen.
And I would bet you that Myrtle Beach is going for it right here.
Yeah, that was Cohen out of the backfield. They moved him out to a slot receiver, and he just went straight down the middle of the field on the post, and he outthrew him.
He's got his punt team on the sideline, and the question is he going to send them in or not? He's going to let that clock tick down. If he does send them in, he's going to send them in real late. They're going to get the ball off.
Yeah.
And I don't trust that this is what it appears to be.
Well, Mickey's on the field. He's going to call timeout. He tells the official to give him timeout with 1:59 to play in the half. We'll come back with the final minute and 59 seconds with the Seahawks in front by 8 on the Conway Medical Center Friday Night Rivals on the CW21.
Sure, recycling is the first step, but it's not the only step. After your items are recycled, they are sold to manufacturers who convert them into raw material to make new recyclable content. That means you need to buy products made of recycled material too. This assures the success and value of recycling. Together, we can help make sure our future is a clean one. Visit www.solidwasteauthority.org or www.recyclerightsc.org for more info on how to recycle right, South Carolina.
At HTC, we're here to keep you connected, here to help you work and play better from home. And most importantly, here with HTC Smart Wi-Fi, providing a safe, secure, and reliable fiber optic connection. We're HTC, and we're here for you, so you can be there for all of life's best moments. Stay better connected. Build closer connections. Connect with HTC Internet. HTC, here to connect.
Back again at the E. Craig Wall Memorial Stadium in the backyard of the Conway High School campus. And you had this stadium built.
Yeah, and I was going to say something. I appreciate the Wall family because we were out there before the district started putting money into facilities.
Right.
We went to the Wall family and pleaded with them to give a gift that would encourage the Conway people. And they gave us the first gift toward this football stadium, and I will always appreciate the Wall family for their contribution there.
And I remember going to see Conway play, and they are going to punt. Even though the quarterback is the punter, who knows what might happen.
He's not punting.
Yeah, he's not punting. He's throwing it downfield. They got a first down. And he might have a whole lot more. Inside the 20 to the 19, it was an empty backfield, and a late flag comes in.
Yeah, and that late flag, the way he was taken down, it could be a face mask. I don't know, Alan. Let's see. That would be very hurtful at that point.
It looks like
and we can see
empty
right here.
backfield, threw it right on the money. Pass was caught.
I believe he might have. He waved it off. If it was very tender. So I think he waved it off.
Waved it off. J.J. Brown on the catch, and the Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down to the 20.
And they got a minute and 49 seconds. That's a lot of time when you're throwing the football.
Cohen's back in the backfield with Gaddy. Gaddy rolls to his right this time. The left-hander throws downfield a little bit out of the reach of Rayvon Green.
And he had a lot of pressure on him then. I think that Conway did a good job of trying to get some pressure off the edge, and I think that was Aaron, was it Downs or Dorman? It was Downs that put the pressure on him and made it get it out before he was ready.
I was going to say earlier that I remember going to many a Conway game over at Coastal Carolina University when the stadium ran in an opposite direction.
Yeah, you're telling your age now, Alan.
The graveyard, as they called it.
That was it.
Now it's the backyard here at Conway. Tanner Gaddy is flushed out of the pocket. He's running for his life now. And he's hit hard right at the
Boy, I tell you,
sideline.
He did lay a licking on him, and that's one of those things you always want to hit the quarterback like that. And that was Jashante Copley, and he hit the quarterback like you want to hit the quarterback. Now, Gaddy has got to be a little smarter than that and protect himself a little bit, because I know what he's trying to do, but you're going to get a lick when you do that.
So he picks up about
you heard that right, Lawson?
6.
You got to protect yourself better than that, knucklehead.
3rd down and 4. After the incomplete pass, he sends Cohen out as a wide receiver again, so an empty backfield, 5 wides. Across the middle, man open in the end zone, wide open in the end zone. Number 80, John Kelly, the tight end.
Yeah, and you know, when they have 5 out like that, they're going to take a vertical shot.
Actually,
and that's exactly what they did here. And they ran Kelly straight down the field, and Gaddy has done it enough that he'll find that guy.
I think it's Billy Miller, number 88, as I looked at it wrong.
You are right, Alan. It is Miller.
Billy Miller with the touchdown from 20 yards out gives them a 2-score lead now with $1:22 to play in the second quarter. And the kick is up, and it's got the distance. It does split the pipes.
And
so
this
it's
is
20-6 now.
And this is not Myrtle Beach's main kicker.
21-6.
Because their main kicker, from what I understand, got hurt.
Really?
And they ended up replacing him with a Green, I think.
I believe that was Charlie Daniel.
Was that Daniels then?
Yep. I think it was Charlie Daniel, number 11.
Oh, so, that was their punter. That's what it was.
Yeah, he was
punter got hurt.
That's right.
And they replaced their punter
with Rayvon Green.
Right.
So it's now 21-6, just before halftime. So Conway has been moving the football at will, but not being able to get it in the end zone.
And you know, the thing is, as I look at these two teams, as I look at them battling one another, it looks to be a pretty well-matched game.
Yep.
Myrtle Beach is scoring and Conway's not, and that's the difference here.
That was a Hope Health touchdown. So Hope Health is a way to get you healthy quicker again. And so they got it just inside the Robinson Community College red zone and scored from 20 yards out on that pass to Billy Miller.
And what you want to do here, Alan, you really need to take this ball.
And we got an offside penalty against Myrtle Beach on the kickoff.
But what I was going to say, you got 1 minute and 22 seconds. I think depending on where you end up with this kickoff is going to depend on whether you try to push it down the field or not.
Right. So it backs them up 5 yards to the 35, and they'll kick it again. And Mickey's going to use a timeout, I believe, to talk to his special teams unit. No, he came out on the field, but he didn't talk to him. He just told him to kick it away from the left hash.
I used to try to set Mickey up before games. I would tell the officials that he had a reputation for being on the field too much.
He loves being on the field.
And if they didn't do something about it, it was going to be on them. But it didn't work very often.
He hadn't come. See, he's on the field right now, but he's just out there just a little bit. I've seen him out midfield sometimes arguing calls. He's living, getting his officials' earful.
I'm not sure that he's not trying to get his guys' attention too.
And here's a high sky kick. And Conway, it's on
Myrtle
the field.
Beach has got the football.
And Myrtle Beach is going to recover the sky kick.
Great call by a head football coach right there. He knew what he was doing. He sky kicked, and now he's got 1 minute and 20 seconds to try to get in the end zone, and he could put this game in a very precarious situation for Conway.
I'm a little bit surprised that Conway didn't have their hands team in right there.
Well, even the hands team on that, you got to fair catch that ball.
Right.
No question about it, and your guys should be schooled up on that, and I'm sure they were. But kids have to do that without even thinking about it.
So we're going to have a single setback, single receiver to the near side, twins to the far.
And they're going over the top, baby. You can count on that. He's going to roll. And, of course, they're putting him in a bad spot. Gaddy just had to get rid of that ball then and try to throw it out. I thought the defense did a good job keeping him contained.
That's a pretty good catch. He was already out of bounds, but nice job by Amari Brown to pull that one in.
And I thought Gaddy, as much as pressure as they had on him, made a heck of a throw, even though it wasn't in bounds.
Yeah, Gaddy was running. He was way outside the tackle box. Running sideways.
But they're going to try to push it down the field. They're going to take 4 shots down the field, and this is what you would expect.
Brown is to the right. Here comes a blitz right up the middle, and that's the guy, Aaron Dorman, who dropped the kickoff. He's the one who fumbled the kickoff. He wanted to get some payback.
He wanted to make that up. And he did a great job coming in. I don't think he was touched coming off the ball, and he made Gaddy get rid of it. And Aaron Dorman did a good job on that one. He certainly put a hat on him. And I don't know what the complaint is over there. I think he's
Mickey's on the field again.
Yeah, he's on the daggum field.
He's questioning something.
Of course, Josh Pierce is talking with the official, too. He wants to know what's going on out there.
Yeah, Josh is on the field now.
Mickey's trying to get a late hit on that quarterback, but I thought it was all clean.
Yep. And penalty against Myrtle Beach is declined by Josh Pierce. I don't know what the penalty was.
I don't either, and I don't know if they'll show it. Your call, Alan.
Well, it's 1:09 to play in the half, and Josh Pierce declines the penalty to bring up 3rd down and 10.
He wants the down. He's going to give up the down because if he takes that penalty, they lose yardage, but they got another down to throw it for the end zone.
Right. So here's Tanner Gaddy. Sends his tailback out, but he's going to take a shot down the field. Jenkins is hit just as the ball got there, and they're going to call a PI.
Oh, wow. And you know what? That's a no call. That's a no call, dadgummit.
Totally agree. That's a no call.
And that was Christian Bird on it. I hope we can get that one on film because I think you're going to see that it's a no call.
The ball was underthrown.
The ball was underthrown. The receiver was trying to come back for it. Let's see what we get on film here.
I don't like that play call or that call at all. I'm not a fan of the pass interference to begin with, but when the receiver
that on film?
Yeah, they'll show it again. He says they don't have it, but they'll again when the receiver causes the contact, it should be nothing.
Yeah, I agree, and I really think that he overreacted on that call. But at the end of the day, Conway's got to play defense. They got another minute to keep them off the board, and I think another score here by Myrtle Beach would be very, very difficult for Conway to get back in it.
61 seconds left in the half, and they got a 1st and 10 from the 32, and they throw the slip screen out to Brown. Amari Brown, we got another penalty flag in. He changes directions. He's got a wide open field to the far side.
He certainly does. And you know what's going to happen here?
Play that train all the way down to about the 14.
What's going to happen here, he's going to get half the distance to the goal, too, because this out here
think
was
it's on
clip.
defense?
I ain't no question about it. I saw it.
Yep.
And I think you're going to see it here. Watch this as you come out. See that face mask?
Oh, it's a
right
face
there?
mask. Yeah, that's going to be half the distance.
I saw it on the play, and so it's going to be half the distance. Now, the question is it assessed from the – wait a minute. Is he going the wrong way?
He has to be. That was a
hold on Myrtle Beach.
Well, that was definitely a face mask. There was definitely
no doubt it was.
They missed the face mask.
I don't know if there was any holding, but I know there was a daggum face mask.
Yeah, they missed the face mask.
Can we see that again and see if we can pick up that hold call?
I don't know. That's really weird.
Wow.
It cost him.
I tell you what, he about snatched his daggum head off.
He really did. Almost, he was looking out of his ear hole.
Yeah.
That was
anyway, it's 45 seconds on the clock. Myrtle Beach has got the ball, and it's still 1st down, so they got 4 downs, and they can get 4 in this time frame to throw it down the field.
Wow.
When Myrtle Beach is throwing down the field, they're dangerous.
That wipes out about a 25-yard pickup that should have been a dead ball play, and he changes directions, runs it all the way to the other side of the field, and then they get called for holding, and it cost them 10 yards.
That was a lot of effort to get a minus 10 yards, wasn't it?
Yep, a lot of effort for minus 10 yards. Josh Pierce is questioning something again on the sideline.
If I was Josh, I'd come on over here and make them a drink for halftime.
Exactly.
Make them a cup of coffee.
Because that was at least the 7th, maybe the 8th penalty against Myrtle Beach here in the first half. Mickey's going to have to address that.
Yeah, they've hurt themselves a lot. There's no question about it.
I mean, like you said earlier, their offense is so good, they can overcome a lot of these mistakes, but
they got to play better on defense to get more shots, and that's the whole idea behind their philosophy.
Their only losses this year for Myrtle Beach are to Irmo and to Sumter, two very
good
quality
football
teams.
team.
Yeah. And Irmo's ranked number 1. It was almost an interception.
This cat on our sideline has gotten happy with that flag. I don't know what's going on. He's got an illegal receiver
says illegal
downfield.
Man downfield.
Yeah. And I think everybody and their brother. And the question is whether the ball was thrown behind the line or not, and I'm not sure.
I don't know that the pass was so short that there could have been a offensive lineman downfield.
Yeah,
it was only a pass of about 3 yards.
And it was declined by Conway.
Yeah,
Conway,
Josh declined.
and I thought,
and he's marking it off. They declined it.
Okay, they declined one penalty. Yeah, they declined it. He's taking it back.
Declined. But the officials just aren't paying attention. That's the problem.
And Josh did a great job of making that call. Again, it gives them one less down.
Right.
And it's all about downs right here.
Second and 10.
Because they're going to take a shot down the field.
Second down 10. That's another thing. With as many meetings as the officials have, they don't pay attention to one another.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. This has been a long minute.
Yeah, it has. Dorman came after Tanner Gaddy again. Gaddy gets it out to Rayvon Green for a completion, about 9, maybe 10. They could move the sticks. It's going to be 3rd and less than, or actually with the penalty, it's 11 instead of 1. It's 3rd down and 11. They need to get to the 22 for a first down.
Yeah, and again, they got 2 downs, and I'm a little bit surprised they hadn't tried to push it down the field a little bit harder. But if they can get you to commit to that wide stuff, they'll go down. They'll run somebody down the middle. And they got trips over here. Now they're going to empty.
Yep, empty backfield, moves the tailback to a slot receiver. And he goes to the outside receiver. I believe that's Rayvon Green again. And it's a touchdown for Myrtle Beach. J.J. Brown, actually.
We got a penalty flag, and I don't know what it is.
J.J. Brown snuck behind the defender, and he is in for the touchdown. And they score when they get the onside kick.
I'll just be honest with you, Alan. It looked to me like one of the defenders on Conway's side chose not to make a tackle then. I felt like they had a tackle on Brown, and the guy just stopped his feet.
J.J. takes it in for a Hope Health touchdown and a 3-score lead now. 27-6.
That is a costly touchdown. There's no question about it. And all credit goes to Mickey Wilson then.
Unsportsmanlike against Myrtle Beach after the touchdown.
Golly.
That is their 8th or 9th penalty.
And obviously there's a discipline issue.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I give Mickey a whole lot of credit of managing the clock like he should have then.
And J.J. makes the turn right here at the 20 and got a nice block.
See, it looked like that tackle could have and should have been made.
So Charlie Daniel comes in for his 4th extra point to try to make it 28-6 just before the half. 18 seconds left in the quarter. The kick is up. Plenty of distance, and it is down Broadway for the extra point. 28-6 now with 18 seconds left. That's going to be a tough row to hoe coming back in the second half.
Question. And again, I give Myrtle Beach a lot of credit for managing the clock on that drive. And really, you know, they scored 2 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes. Did they not?
Yep, two touchdowns in the last 2 minutes. So, and they got that onside kick that was really a sky kick.
Yeah, it was a sky kick, and that's what really cost them. So Conway,
Yep.
you know, Myrtle Beach has been hurting themselves with penalties But they have outplayed Conway other than the penalties by far.
And both teams scored on their first possession. Myrtle Beach has not had to punt yet. And Conway has moved the ball. Really,
has Conway punted?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't think they have either.
I don't
right.
think either team has punted in the first half.
But they've moved the ball so well between the 20s.
Yeah, and Conway.
Nothing to show for it.
Right, and evidently the red zone has been a big issue for them.
So it'll be Myrtle Beach's 5th kickoff. And now they're going to back them up.
They're being penalized because
the unsportsmanlike
and
conduct.
what Conway did, which was smart, they assisted on the kickoff.
Yes. The unsportsmanlike conduct after the touchdown by Myrtle Beach backs them up 15 yards. So the Tigers should get good field position if they field this kick.
Yeah, but they got 18 daggum seconds left. They didn't give them a lot of time to do much.
Kicking it off for Myrtle Beach, number 22, and it's a kind of a squib kick right down the middle. They do receive it at the 48 in plus territory, so Conway will have it on the Myrtle Beach side of the field.
And you figure Conway's got 2 shots here. Now, Myrtle Beach is going to be in a prevent. They're going to put their guys back deep. And what they're taught to do here, Alan, is not to try to pick this ball off, because a lot of times in trying to pick a ball off, you tip it up in the air. What you want your defenders to do here is to do everything from high to low. You want to pull the ball down so it doesn't get caught and it doesn't get tipped up in the air.
Yeah, we saw that earlier in the game when a Conway receiver batted the ball up in the air and the Myrtle Beach player caught it.
Yeah, but that was a little different situation.
Yeah, it was not
and
in
of course
this situation.
Here they got to keep the ball low to the ground.
So single setback, Twins make it trips to the boundary side right. One to the left. Tailback stays in Onley, but it's called across the middle. Nice catch for about 20 yards
and
inside
that
the
was Jenkins.
35.
Was that Jenkins on the catch? Yeah, that was Jenkins on the catch, and it was well thrown and well caught.
So
they need to
Jordan
get on this
Jenkins,
ball. They got a timeout.
They time out with 10 seconds to play in the half.
Now, the scoreboard says that Conway has 2 and the Seahawks have one timeout left.
Yep, that's right.
I thought Conway called one earlier.
No, it was an official's timeout.
Okay.
Yeah. An official's, we thought it may have been Conway, but it was an official's timeout, and we took our TV timeout during that one. As Myrtle Beach on defense has given up lots of yards, but very few points. Just one touchdown on the first possession by the Tigers, and they turned it over on downs, did Conway at the 1 yard line.
Yeah, and I see where Carolina Forest is leading St. James 48-0 right now at the half.
Ooh.
So, boy, that's going to be a tough second half for St. James. Of course, now that does put them in a running clock situation with the new rules now in high school football.
Points. Yep, so we'll take a look at the score stream while we have a chance. And, I think Myrtle Beach, they need to, get themselves together for that one. Another Beach Region game, North Myrtle Beach leading Socastee 23-6 in the second quarter. Legg throws it out to the near side again, caught at the 24. That is about
and this is going to be your last one.
Yeah, timeout, and I believe that was an 11-yard pickup. So it'll be a Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down.
And you're going to have to throw this to the end zone.
Loris leading Waccamaw 23-7. Dillon over Ainer 15-11.
Wow.
Yeah, Marlboro County over Georgetown 14-0.
Go Blue Jackets. Sick 'em, baby.
Yeah.
I don't like them daggone Wildcats. I ain't going to like them. I ain't never liked them.
So 28-6. Maybe the final play of the half. A hold against Myrtle Beach. That is their 10th penalty.
How did they get a hold and the ball hadn't been snapped?
Well, that was, I think, on the previous play. And again, the officials not being on the same page. I know we're having issues
Alan,
getting people to do this job, be officials, but I mean, it's just sometimes you scratch your head as to what they were looking at or not looking at. And we saw that face mask earlier, and it was a hold on Myrtle Beach. And
they're, they can't see everything.
No, they can't see everything.
But certainly, there are some things that make you scratch your head.
See, now they're going
to back to Conway up.
It was a hold against Conway, I guess.
Okay, got it. That clarifies it a little bit.
No, it was a hold against Myrtle Beach. Why didn't he just take the result of the play?
I don't know, but they're going to snap the ball.
And that okay.
And it's a first down, so the ball won't start until the ball is snapped.
It was a first down on the pass.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I'm saying now they took the 10-yard penalty on the hold, but it was a 10-yard pickup on the pass. So why did they just
And Myrtle Beach, you can see what Myrtle Beach is employing. They got two guys standing on the goal line right now.
And they're going deep in the corner, and time runs out. The intended receiver was Javon Smalls, but it was over his head out of bounds, and that's the end of the half. 28-6.
And this doesn't seem like a 28-6 game, does it?
It really doesn't. As both teams move the ball pretty much, any way they wanted to, on the ground, through the air. But right now it's a 3-score game. Myrtle Beach is in front. The A&I Fire and Water Restoration halftime show is coming up when we return to the Conway Medical Center Friday Night Rivals, presented by Mr. Sparky on the CW21.
Wiring issues, sparking electrical outlets, circuit breaker tripping? Call the electrical experts at Mr. Sparky and let us help you with any of your electrical problems. We install whole home generators, electric panels, indoor and outdoor lighting, and maintain solar electrical systems and more. We're here for you 24 hours a day, and we still don't charge to come out during normal business hours. No job is too big or too small. Call us, Mr. Sparky, and we'll be right over.
When a car causes a motorcycle accident, there are two completely different realities. For the car, there may be small dents and scratches, and the driver can usually walk away. But for the motorcycle, it's a different story. The bike is mangled and the rider suffers serious injuries. Unfortunately, the insurance company may not see the difference or care. We're the Joy Law Firm. You can bet we'll give the insurance company a reality check. Just call Joy, 843-215-3100.
Robison Community College, your source for higher education and short-term training needs. Offering accounting, basic law enforcement training, cosmetology, criminal justice, cybersecurity, electrical systems, EMS, HVAC, mechatronics, medical office administration, respiratory therapy, radiography, university transfer, artificial intelligence, welding, and more. Online and face-to-face instruction available. Learn more at robison.edu.
Aprende inglés gratis en RCC.
This season, ABC 15 Sports has added a little help to ensure that the End Zone remains the #1 football show on Friday night. Just drag the clip onto the timeline. So let's go to our game of the week. Who shot these highlights?
Catch the End Zone every Friday night starting at 11:20, only on ABC 15 News. Start your mornings with Good Morning Carolinas on ABC 15 News. This is the A&I Fire and Water Restoration Halftime Report.
It's halftime. The A&I Fire and Water Restoration halftime report is A&I Fire and Water Restoration, making your house home again after disaster strikes. 28-6, the Seahawks lead the Tigers here in the backyard in Conway. And but both teams move the ball at will, but Conway just couldn't get it in the end zone, and Myrtle Beach has. And again, after the game, make sure you stick around. We got plenty more. And tomorrow, we've got great SEC football on ABC. Alabama at Missouri, Oklahoma at Texas. That's the Red River rivalry. And Georgia at Auburn. Nobody's talking about that one being a big, big game, but Guarantee it
Oh,
is.
them daggum Auburn Tigers can't do nothing with Georgia, Big Al.
Well, you thought Kentucky was going to take care of Georgia last
I gotta
week.
say, you beat me in the head on that one, Alan.
Okay. I'm just letting you know. And after the game, again, make sure you stick around. And it's time for the Scholar Athlete of the Week from Benjamin Franklin Plumbing. Benjamin Franklin, each week will feature 2 scholar athletes, one from each school. At the end of the season, Benjamin Franklin, I don't know why I've been getting my tongue tied tonight. The punctual plumber will give one scholar athlete a $5,000 scholarship. Here are this week's nominees. Matthew Daly, golfer and volleyball player at Conway, a 5.67 GPA. And when did they start boys volleyball, Coach?
Actually, just a couple of years
That's what
ago.
I thought.
And you know, they've started a lot of sports really in the last 5 years with lacrosse and volleyball and some other things. And the boys volleyball now is being played at the same time as the girls, and I think that they allow them to travel together.
That's
and
good.
So,
Giving
and
more
maybe
athletes
one
a
will
chance.
play at home and the other will play away. And you know, the more kids that have sports to play,
Opportunities. That's right. John Kelly from Myrtle Beach High, football and baseball player, 5.173 GPA. So congratulations to our 2 male athletes from Myrtle Beach and Conway as our Benjamin Franklin Plumbing players and athletes of the week. Stick around. We've got more of the A&I Fire and Water Restoration halftime report coming your way as Myrtle Beach leads Conway by 3 touchdowns as you watch the Conway Medical Center Friday night rivals on the CW21.
This is the A&I Fire and Water Restoration halftime report.
DIY? How about DDIY? Don't do it yourself. Leave it to the professionals. Benjamin Franklin is your plumbing expert. We can take the hassle out of your home's plumbing. We can handle whole house repipes, unclogging your drains, installing water heaters, and help with any natural gas or inspections. And we're always there for you 24 hours a day. Benjamin Franklin is your punctual plumber. If there's any delay, it's you we pay.
My name is Adam Gorlitsky, the founder and executive director of I Got Legs. We help paralyzed athletes get access to exoskeletons that allows them to stand up and walk again. The South Carolina Education Lottery allowed me to get an education and then use it as a springboard in really launching my organization. It all kind of connects back to making life a little bit easier for people.
More accessibility means a better South Carolina, and a better South Carolina means a better you.
Greatness is measured in the mornings you wake up ready to move, in the moments you choose motion over stillness, in every single time you refuse to sit this one out. That's why CMC Orthopedics has 5 locations across the county and sees walk-in patients every day. It's why the Chanticleers trust us with their dreams as the premier orthopedic provider of CCU athletics. Greatness keeps moving, and CMC Orthopedics keeps you there.
Hi, I'm Lenore Sellers, South Carolina football quarterback. In football, making the right call can mean the difference between winning and losing the game. Your healthcare is no different. With multiple locations throughout the state, Hope Health offers convenient, expert primary and specialty care. Make the right call and become a patient of Hope Health today. To learn more, visit hope-health.org. That's hope-health.org.
This is the A&I Fire and Water Restoration halftime report.
Right here with Tony Zach from Benjamin Franklin Plumbing. You guys coming back for your 6th year with Friday Night Rivals. How do you feel week 0, but high school football is back? How excited is that?
Oh, yeah. Look, and how about the weather during this time of year? This has been a great August so far. So Really looking forward to the fall football weather here. Glad to be a part of it, especially with the scholarship at Ben Franklin Plumbing. We've been doing it for 6 years, and it's just neat to make a difference in young student athletes' lives.
Yeah, you guys, it's not something you have to do. Why is it something that you want to do, though?
It's just important to give back to the community. I mean, that's how, all of our employees that live here, we're all part of this community, and it's great to give back any way we can. And this is just one of the ways that we can really highlight somebody as well by partnering with WPDE and just having a good time hanging out with the student athletes.
All right, here with Tony Zach from Mr. Sparky and Benjamin Franklin Plumbing. You guys are teaming up for your 6th year with Friday Night Rivals. Why is this something you guys like to do?
Oh, it's high school football season, and we really enjoy being able to help provide that for the community on Friday nights, Thursday nights, whatever day they're playing. We're excited about it. It's just that time of year, and there's a lot of community involvement with it, and we want the community to know we're here to serve them.
And talking about your community involvement, you guys also have a scholarship program, correct?
Yeah, we do. And, that's been a real exciting thing, especially when you start looking at the money over the last 5 years. Now this is year 6. Just being able to make a difference in student athletes' life like that. And, I mean, the quality of what we're putting out in high schools is just phenomenal when we look at all those student athletes coming through. So.
Here with Todd Setzer from A&I. Thank you for joining us. 6 years together putting on this show, helping put on this show for Friday Night Rivals. Why is this something that you like to be a part of?
A&I Fire and Water Restoration have been engaged in this community for 51 years, and so this is kind of a natural fit for us. And who doesn't love high school football? So I know the kids are back in school now, and so in the markets that we service, and so we're just happy to be a part of it, and so ready for Friday night to see the guys back on the football field and showcasing all their skills and their abilities.
Yeah, 51 years in the community. You guys are certainly well known, but you also know more people moving here every day. You see the houses going up, so if people are unfamiliar, talk a little bit about what you guys do.
So we're a fire and water restoration company, so anything disaster restoration, and so mainly insurance restoration work, and so 24/7 company. Anything they would ever need for their home or their business, we can take care of it for us, and you can find us at our website, www.ai-restoration.com, or you can call us anytime, 24/7, 843-448-8485.
This is the A&I Fire and Water Restoration Halftime Report.
Life can get a little hectic, and sometimes things slip through the cracks. But when life overflows, A&I is ready to step in. Our team acts fast to restore your home and bring peace back to your life. You can rely on A&I when life overflows.
Hello, everybody. I'm Cecil Chandler. Are you looking for a new Hyundai? Well, the 2025s have got to go, and there's only a few left. The 2025 Sonata, 1.99% interest rate for 60 months with leases starting at $259. Looking for a smaller car? How about the 2025 Tucson with 1.99% interest rate for 60 months with leases starting at $279. Deals like this make you smile.
It doesn't matter who your team is, you're always a winner with Myrtle Beach Hyundai.
Hi, I'm Lenore Sellers, South Carolina football quarterback. In football, making the right call can mean the difference between winning and losing the game. Your healthcare is no different. With multiple locations throughout the state, Hope Health offers convenient, expert primary and specialty care. Make the right call and become a patient of Hope Health today. To learn more, visit hope-health.org. That's hope-health.org.
Urban Meyer.
Football's a way of life.
Mark Ingram II.
You know what I mean?
And Rob Stone. Team up for football talk that hits harder than game day with guests who don't hold back.
You're not winning with that owner.
Wow. The Triple Option, presented by Wendy's, wherever you get your podcasts.
For complete coverage of Coastal Carolina football, trust ABC 15 Sports Director Brandon Dunn is working for you. From the road to Brooks Stadium, get in-depth reporting and highlights. CCU football on ABC 15, brought to you by Conway Medical Center. This is the A&I Fire and Water Restoration Halftime Report. The best Thursday night lights and Friday night rivals highlights from across the country.
Churchill hands to Ron. Nice cut move and a hurdle. He's still on his feet. Are you kidding me? Caleb Ron, touchdown. Oh my goodness, what did he just do?
Empty set now for Drahal. He's going to air it out, taking a shot deep. Making the catch in stride is Tabato. Touchdown, McCauley.
Fortier just unleashes one to Tabato. Look at that. Just a cannon down the field. Tabato gets behind the defender. Fortier with the throw. And
here's Rios. He can change it in a hurry. Breaks it outside.
There he
Breaks
goes.
another tackle. He's at the 30. He's at the 20. Got one man to beat. Sidesteps him and goes to the end zone. Dives for the touchdown.
Second down and 10. Here's George. Running through tacklers. First down and more. Look out. George, one man to beat. Touchdown, Baylor. 60-yard.
Moore's going to go around the right side. Have the play. The ball's in the air. The ball popped up, scooped up. It's picked up by White Nose. Down the sideline we go. This is number 0. This is Coakley. Coakley, green grass and opportunity. That's 6 on the board.
Hello all, CMC is a major sponsor for, of course, Friday Night Rivals, and with us is Dr. Jason Sharp here to talk about orthopedics and how that is a big movement right now and what can players do if they need to come see you.
So luckily for the players, we do have a really easy system. They have to go to their athletic trainer, and their athletic trainer can contact us directly. We can usually get them in the next day, depending on their schedule for school and things like that. If people are weekend warriors, we do have an orthopedic walk-in. So if parents get hurt at the game for whatever reason, they can come in on a Monday as well. But outside of that, if you're already a regularly scheduled patient or been here before, you can call in anytime, or if you need to, walk in.
All right, well, I appreciate your time. Obviously, this is a good group to come see if there's any ortho needs that you need moving forward this season. Thank you very much, Don.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Back on the A&I Fire and Water Restoration halftime report. The Myrtle Beach Seahawks lead the Conway Tigers 28-6. And it's time to take a look at what else is going on the CW later tonight. We've got plenty of Penn and Teller, Fool Us, one of my favorite shows, and then the Masters of Illusion at 11 p.m. And then you got to tune over to ABC 15, where Brandon Dunn and the staff, I mean, it takes a ton of people to film all the games around the Carolinas, both North and South Carolina, PD, Grand Strand, and they'll have all the highlights on the End Zone promptly at 11:20. Next week, we take our first ever trip to Georgetown County. We play the Waccamaw Warriors and the Aner Blue Jackets in 3A region for the next 2 weeks. In fact, the following week, we're going to Loris, where Marlboro County will come to town at 7 o'clock on the CW.
And, you know, Waccamaw's having quite a year so far. They have played extremely well, and then the same thing can be said about both Marlboro and Loris. So that ought to be a knockdown drag-out.
So I don't know if we have a highlight reel of our first half, but time to go to one final timeout. 28-6 is your score at halftime, and we'll come back with the second half kickoff on the Conway Medical Center Friday Night Rivals on the CW21.
Here with Randy Durenboss, the owner of MD Roofing. Tell me a little bit about just the legacy of MD Roofing here in Horry County.
Well, my partner and I, Ryan, both of our daughters have starred in multiple commercials. My wife is the office manager, and my youngest daughter, who just graduated Carolina Forest, worked in our office this summer helping customers. And now my 14-year-old son wants to go out and knock doors. So we've got all of our family involved in our business.
And with the storms around here, a lot of times, a lot of people have to replace their roofs in terms of the hurricanes and stuff. What do they need to do in terms of going about replacing a roof if they have to?
Well, you can call the office. Obviously, our phone number is on the website. You can call the office and we can come out and inspect it for you. Or if you see our guys out in the neighborhood inspecting your neighbors, you can certainly stop by one of their trucks and they can help you out right there.
And you've been around a long time, so just tell us a little bit about the quality of work that you do.
We offer one of the greatest warranties. GAF is the largest manufacturer of roofing in the country, and they allow us to offer superior warranties on workmanship and materials.
This is the A&I Fire and Water Restoration Halftime Report.
Robison Community College, your source for higher education and short-term training needs. Offering accounting, basic law enforcement training, cosmetology, criminal justice, cybersecurity, electrical systems, EMS, HVAC, mechatronics, medical office administration, respiratory therapy, radiography, university transfer, artificial intelligence, welding, and more. Online and face-to-face instruction available. Learn more at robison.edu.
Aprende inglés gratis en RCC.
Greatness is measured in the mornings you wake up ready to move. In the moments you choose motion over stillness. In every single time you refuse to sit this one out. That's why CMC Orthopedics has 5 locations across the county and sees walk-in patients every day. It's why the Chanticleers trust us with their dreams as the premier orthopedic provider of CCU athletics. Greatness keeps moving, and CMC Orthopedics keeps you there.
Sometimes unwanted guests show up unannounced and they refuse to leave. They make themselves at home, making life uncomfortable. But that's when you call A&I to show that unwanted guest the door and keep them from coming back. You can rely on A&I to kick mold out for good.
Hello, everybody. I'm Cecil Chandler. Are you looking for a new Hyundai? Well, the 2025s have got to go, and there's only a few left. The 2025 Sonata, 1.99% interest rate for 60 months with leases starting at $259. Looking for a smaller car? How about the 2025 Tucson with 1.99% interest rate for 60 months with leases starting at $279. Deals like this make you smile.
It doesn't matter who your team is, you're always a winner with Myrtle Beach Hyundai.
After the game, switch over to ABC 15 for the end zone. All your highlights at 11:20.
Here we go. Back to wrap up the A&I Fire and Water Restoration halftime report, 28-6. Seahawks leading the Tigers right now. Myrtle Beach has scored over 40 points in every game this year but one, Coach, or actually over 30 points in every game but one. Actually 63 they gave up against Sumter and 59 against Irmo. Other than that, they've scored tons of points and given up tons of points. They've given up more than 3 scores in every game.
Yeah, and Coach Wilson told me coming in that he's concerned with his defense simply because they haven't been able to get off the field. And I think that's been evident tonight. But what they have done well is they played well in the red zone.
They've beaten Lake City and West Florence to open the season, then lost to Sumter and Irmo back-to-back weeks. But both teams are ranked in the top 10 in 5A football. Cane Bay and St. James the last 2 weeks, they've had 4 touchdowns in each of those games to run away with it. For the Conway Tigers, they opened with 4 consecutive losses. In Florence at Wilson, Loris, Cheraw, and Marlboro County. But the last 2 weeks, they've beaten Aner and North Myrtle Beach to right the ship. And they, as you said just a few minutes ago, they've played well enough to be in this game tonight. They just haven't stuck it in the end zone.
Yep. And that's been where their woes have come in, is in the red zone. And at the end of the day, down there in the red zone, that's where you got to make your living.
Conway will have the football first. They won the opening toss and decided to defer. So their decision to receive the kick, down by 3 scores, here to start the second half. We are underway toe to leather. It's a deep kick. It's going to get into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Bring it out 1st and 10 at the 20 for the Tigers. So Myrtle Beach had been kicking those little sky kicks, little short kicks. This time they decide to go deep and kick it into the end zone right at the outset of the second half. So,
yeah, that was Henry Daniels. That's Charlie Daniels' little brother.
Yeah. So
or vice versa. And he's either a 9th or 10th grader and kicked it in the daggum end zone, and that's pretty impressive for a young kid like that.
We're at the E. Craig Wall Memorial Stadium at the backyard in Conway, and Penalty flag before the snap. Looks like it's going to back the Tigers up 5 yards. False start. Back to the 15, 1st and 15. So, kind of a sparse crowd for a victory bell game between these two rivals, Coach.
Yeah, and I think this drive for Conway is one of the most important drives they've had yet, because this drive can kind of put them in striking range, but they need to do something with it, and they need to establish the run a little bit better than what they've been able to do.
They hand off to the tailback, who goes right into the teeth of that defensive front.
And that tackle's made by T.J. Brown then, Allen.
That was only carrying for maybe, we'll call it 3, so it'll be 2nd down and 12. Out at the 18-yard line. And this is the first night this year, Coach, that we've had a little nip in the air. How about that? Love this.
It feels really good out there. This is great football weather.
Yeah, people wearing windbreakers tonight and hoodies. I love it. And only again got a big hole up the middle. Breaks one tackle. He's off to the races at the 40, 45, and gets open tackled in the field. He fumbles the football late. I think he was down.
I think they're going to mark that down too, Allen.
He was down. They're going to say the knee hit at the 44, and it's going to be 1st and 10 on the Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down.
And you can see they just brought it right up the gut. They ran the inside zone here. And he did a great job breaking the tackles there, kept his pads low, and that's where the ball came out. It was caused by the ground, no question about it.
That was a late fumble, was not a fumble, and so it'll be 1st and 10 at the 43 for the Conway Tigers.
And here we go.
Play action, slip screen, out to Henry Lawson, and Lawson picks up about 8, maybe, across the 50. Right at the 50, a gain of 7.
It didn't look like much, but he got some good positive yardage in, and he did a good job getting up the field with the ball.
Right at the 50-yard line, 7-yard gain, 2nd and 3.
I like the approach. They started off between the tackles, then they came outside. They're trying to get them to defend the width, and that allows you to throw the ball down the field.
Henry Lawson will split to the far side as the slot receiver. Beside him is Jordan Jenkins, and wide out to the right is Derek Frazier. They're going to throw slip screen again. Same play. This time the other way to Henry Lawson. And Lawson gets maybe 2. He's going to be about a half-yard short, I think.
Yeah, and the tackle then was made by Tyquil Singleton, the right corner for Myrtle Beach. You can see the replay right here. Singleton does a pretty good job of getting off that block on the outside and comes in and makes the tackle from the corner position.
So Javon Smalls will go to the right side this time, trips to the left. They like to go to Smalls when he's by himself on the wing.
Yeah, and especially if he's got a little room out there. Now, Myrtle Beach is committing a lot of people to the secondary right now. They've got one linebacker.
3rd and 1.
2 in the box.
And they're going to get him tackled in the backfield. That's only going down after a loss of 2 back to the 49. So, wow, 4th down and 3, Coach.
Yeah, and I don't know what you do here, because at the end of the day, if you don't get a first down here and score, you're probably not going to be in this game long anyway. So I think you got to go for it. It looks like Coach Pierce is. And, of course, if you do go for it and get it, you put Myrtle Beach on a short field. So it's kind of a tough call to make.
Smalls is going to come out of the ball game and be replaced by Savion Watson. Actually, Smalls is going to line up to the wide side by himself this time with make that twins to the top of your screen. Single setback. Here's the 4th and 3 play. Slant pattern intended for Watson, just too far out of the reach. And so Myrtle Beach is going to take it over at midfield.
Yeah, and you know, it was a good call for them. The ball was certainly not poorly thrown. It was catchable. They just didn't bring it down. And I think Myrtle Beach could put this game out right here, because I felt like this drive for Conway was a really important drive. They started off looking pretty good with it, but weren't able to get that first down. And if Myrtle Beach, look for them to try to get a quick strike right here.
Exactly 3 minutes off the clock on that drive up to the midfield stripe, and now Myrtle Beach takes it over in plus territory. Our spotter tonight, Lawton Benton. Thank you, Lawton. Doing a great job. And they give it to the tailback, Michael Cohen, and Cohen is stopped for no gain.
And this is, Alan, this is actually Lawson, and he wants you to know that because he thinks some of them little old gals might be listening.
Lawson. I thought I wrote
TV.
down Lawton for some reason.
Yeah.
Your daddy's name is, and I know him as Autry, and so it's Lawson, not Lawton.
Yes, Lawson, and don't
I won't
say that.
Yeah, Lawson.
Because we might can get Lawson a date out of this broadcast tonight.
Become a popular guy here in the county seat. Tanner Gaddy flushed out of the pocket, lets it go, caught on the far boundary, and now he's going to bring it to the near side. If he gets a blocker, he could go for a while, but he gets tackled hard. Woo!
And I tell you what now, that was number
Only.
5 then, that was Hunter Only, and he laid the wood to his behind then.
Yeah, Hunter Only with a big bash after a gain of about 6.
And they put a lot of pressure on Gaddy, but I thought they had a great run. He should have brought that tackle down. You're coming across here, and you can see he tries to cut back and only meets him.
Boom.
Right there.
Blind side.
Nice. I love to see that kind of
I do
contact.
too. I love a blind side tackle. 3rd down and 6, empty backfield now. Here's it going deep with it. He's got double coverage, and it's caught anyway. Nice job on that grab by number 13, Jamarcus Carroll. Carroll
was it 31
comes down.
or 13? It was 31.
Was
That
31?
was Jameer Davis then. It's what my spotter says
No,
now.
that was the catch was made by number 13.
Yeah, that was 13.
Yeah.
Oh, that was 31 on the tackle. That's what he said. You're right.
Jamarcus Carroll.
Carroll made the catch.
Yep.
And Jameer Davis made the play.
Caught it in between 2 defenders down to the 10-yard line.
And Myrtle Beach finds himself on the 10 right first down going in again.
Carroll in the slot. Twin receivers beside him. They put it in Cohen's belly, and belly, he goes all the way to the shack for a touchdown. That's an 11-yard touchdown run by Michael Cohen, his second of the night.
And that happened in a hurry, didn't it, Alan?
Yep.
Yeah, they took it right down the field. And I tell you got to be impressed with Cohen tonight. And I love his running style. He just got his pads down. He's going to get everything that's there and not run with a lot of risk.
So I don't like the old cliches, but that would look like he was running downhill, Coach.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Because he got past him, and then he lowered his shoulders and ducked into the end zone.
And I'm not sure how many plays that drive was. We missed Paul Gable here to tell us that. But it was a quick drive. They threw it down the field.
6:53 to play in the third quarter, and the Seahawks have taken a stranglehold now. 35-6 on the Conway Medical Center Friday Night Rivals on the CW21.
Hello, everybody. I'm Cecil Chandler. Are you looking for a new Hyundai? Well, the 2025s have got to go, and there's only a few left. The 2025 Sonata, 1.99% interest rate for 60 months with leases starting at $259. Looking for a smaller car? How about the 2025 Tucson with 1.99% interest rate for 60 months with leases starting at $279. Deals like this make you smile.
It doesn't matter who your team is, you're always a winner with Myrtle Beach Hyundai.
Morning, Carl. Usual?
Yeah.
Your oldest was in here the other day. Said the two of you took a trip down to my neck of the woods. How'd that go?
You might as well give me one of those Carolina cars while you're at it.
I knew I liked that one.
Yeah.
There you go, my friend.
Thanks.
Hey, Carl. Congratulations.
See you tomorrow, Freddie.
You bet.
Midway through the third quarter, and Myrtle Beach scores on its first possession of the second half after getting the ball turned over on downs at the 50. And during the fourth quarter of tonight's game, we'll be highlighting the school bus stop of the game. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for the school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing.
And Alan, I already got my idea about the school bus stop and what it should be unless something else occurs between now and the end.
All right. Well, we've got the ball teed up at the 40-yard line, and Myrtle Beach kicking off for the second time here in the second half. They've been doing that, committing penalties and kicking off a lot.
Yes, they have. And scoring a lot.
Scoring a lot, yeah. Here's a deep kick again. This one is going to be caught and, well, partially caught by Javon Smalls, and then he loses it in the end zone. So that's a touchback out to the 20. I don't believe he was going to try to run that one back either.
It didn't look like he wanted it too bad, did he?
No, didn't look like he was convinced that he was going to run that ball back.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with you on that, Alan. And, you know, you want your kids to compete. It doesn't matter what the score is. You want your kids competing. You want them to want the ball. You want them to want to play the game. And I think that's the biggest challenge that Conway's got right now is to keep their kids in this football game.
Noah Legg coming back out to run the offense. Lawson said at halftime that they were throwing the ball with their backup quarterback a little bit. Maybe he's a little better runner. But Legg's been running the ball pretty well tonight. And what a strike he throws here on a slant pattern across the middle.
Yeah, and they ran an RPO then. And what he does when he's making that fake to the back, watch his eyes right here. He's looking at the linebacker. If the linebacker steps up to make the play, he pulls the ball out and hits the slant route. If the linebacker backs into the slant, he gives the football.
Well, he hits Jordan Jenkins for a 7-yard pickup, 2nd down and 3. And this one's going to be pick 6 to the 10, the 5, touchdown for Myrtle Beach.
And it looked like he and the receiver were not on the same page then, Alan. Who was that? Who made the pick?
Christian Bird on the pick, and he takes it all the way back. He just stepped right in front of the pass.
Actually, yeah, it was Christian Bird.
Yep. So Bird returns it for a touchdown, and now it's a 5-score game.
Yeah, and I tell you, that's putting things out of reach.
So 41-6 with the extra point pending. And Charlie Daniel on to kick the extra point. The hold is by Caden Jordan.
If we could see that interception again, Alan, I'd like to see that one more time because I've got some disagreement in here about who made that score. My spotter says it was somebody else.
It was number 6, Coach. I promise you. It was number 6.
Look who number 6 is.
Well, on their board, yeah, you're Tyree Cawthon. I looked at the wrong roster. But it was number 6. I knew that. Tyree Cawthon on the return.
My man Lawson handled that well.
Yeah,
he didn't want to overrule you.
Well, that's all right. I just thought he was good. He was telling you it was another number, but I did get the name wrong. Tyree Cawthon.
You got the team wrong.
I got the team wrong. That's exactly right. I looked at both of my rosters are green.
Yeah,
so.
And we certainly don't want to take any away from Cawthon because it was a great play on his part. He jumped under that pass and did a great job getting in the end zone.
Yeah, Tyree Cawthon on that return. And he's not on our 2 deep, by the way, on defense. He may be on the offense, but he's not on my 2 deep on the defense.
Right. Yeah. And, of course, you know, with the score like it is, I'm sure that you're going to take an opportunity to use your kids and use the kids that don't get to play every now.
So Cawthon on the score. That's the first defensive score of the night. There's been good defensive stops by Myrtle Beach. They've turned Conway over on downs 3 times, and this time they pick 6 it.
But, you know, we still haven't seen a punt, have we, Al?
Nope. Neither team has punted. And this one's going to be deep again, and he's in the end zone. That'll be a touchback. As soon as he gets to the end zone, can't run it back. So Tyree Cawthon, congratulations on that. And the Myrtle Beach Seahawks, complete control now, 42-6 after the extra point. And it's 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Conway Tigers yet again.
Freshman. And Alan, I want to make a point here.
Okay.
With Henry Daniel on that kickoff, he has kicked 2 in the end zone, and he's a daggum 9th grader. And that is one of the most impressive things I've seen here yet tonight, is that you got a ninth grader making kickoffs in the end zone.
Hunter only picks up 15 out to the 35, make it the 34, 14-yard pickup. That's a Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down.
And that was Bobby Keels on the tackle then, and did a good job coming up and making that one.
So only stays in the ball game. Jacob Johnson started, but I think he's only played one series, and he hadn't been back in. Single setback, twins to the right. They put it in Only's belly, and he keeps it. And Only to the 40, 41.
Well, I tell you, he's looked good on the last two plays for sure.
7-yard pickup, second down and 3.
And that tackle then was that was Jacob Johnson on.
Oh, okay. Lawson just told me that Jacob is hurt. I was told that he was going to be the starter earlier in the week, but he could have gotten hurt later in the week in practice. But it's been Only and Gabe Williams in the backfield, and the pass out into the right boundary. Penalty flag down. Pass is caught by Jordan Jenkins.
And I think that's going to be a hold out there, because that's about all you can call. When that flag was thrown was after the catch was made.
Yep.
And that would be my guess on that.
That's exactly what it is, a hold after the catch. So wipe out the Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down. And it'll cost them 10 yards from the spot. So we'll see how far it's going to be marked backwards. Where the flag was, it was at the 42 or 43-yard line. So if they mark it off 10 yards from there, which is what it looks like they're going to do from the 42, it'll be second down and about 12.
Yes, you are correct, Alan. That's good math, Alan. I didn't know they taught good math up in West Virginia.
Now he moves it up 2 yards, so it's second down and 10.
Excuse me, North Carolina.
Yeah. No, now he's going to back it up 2 yards. Damn you officials.
Alan.
I'm sorry.
Alan.
This is embarrassing. I mean, that's embarrassing.
Okay, Alan.
Second down, 13. Passes to Jordan Jenkins. Jenkins is going to get major yardage, and he's going to get a Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down and run out of bounds right around the midfield stripe.
And they basically just threw a tunnel screen right there then, and I thought Jenkins did a good job of carrying it across the field. We got a flag on the field over there.
Surprise, surprise.
And it looks like, looking at Myrtle Beach, it looks like it must be on Conway, because they're cheering on their sideline, and the flag was thrown right there on their sideline. So let's see what we got.
Okay, there he is. I was going to say they're conferring. Let's see.
They're bringing the chains back.
They're bringing the chains back. What is that all about? I guess maybe they had already decided to move them for the first down.
I don't know.
And I have no idea what they're doing. I don't know that they know what they're doing. I really don't. I'm just sorry, Coach. I'm just.
Leave them daggone officials alone. They got a hard job, Alan. That's a tough job out there, baby.
Football is hard, I guess.
It is, especially when you get. Let's see what we got.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Conway. And that would have been a first down, so they mark it off. Well, now they're still moving the sticks. So they are going to make it a first down, mark off 15 yards from the spot, and make it first and 10.
Down at the new spot.
The new spot, which is the 38-yard line.
Yeah, Conway lost some yardage, but they're still in pretty good shape with a first down.
First down. Fake the handoff, play action pass caught by Javon Smalls, and Smalls turns the corner, changes directions, picks up a huge gain inside the 35.
Yeah, and I tell you, he had some impressive go then.
We got another penalty flag.
See what we got.
illegal man downfield.
And that's one of the issues, Alan, with an RPO. Because with an RPO, you got to get the ball out quickly. And the reason is your linemen are actually blocking and then trying to get up on the next level.
Well, now it's Conway hurting themselves with penalties.
Well, let's see. I don't know if we got that on film, but if we do, I think you can show why it is such a difficult call to make. And it's frustrating for an RPO team because that's what they're taught to do.
Yeah.
But you're going to get caught from time to time.
Again, a NATO summit to determine when or who was downfield and what the penalty should be. Of course, he's got to go talk to Mickey now. Let's look at some scores, Coach. Take my mind off of these guys.
Yeah, you need to do that.
It's sometimes the old coach in me comes out, Coach.
Yeah, I know it.
It's just,
and when it comes out in me, it usually ain't pretty.
Yeah. So the North Myrtle Beach is rolling past Socastee in the fourth quarter, 30-14. Loris rolling Waccamaw, 30-7. And did Mickey decide to? No, it's unsportsmanlike conduct against Myrtle Beach and an illegal man downfield against Conway.
Great. So in the morning, we're calling everything we can think of.
Everything. Carolina Forest shut out St. James. That's a final, 48-0.
Yeah, they probably had a running clock in the second half, and that's why that game's over already.
Dillon leading Ainer 23-11. Here's a pass out, caught for the Tigers.
Boy, that was an impressive run then.
Yeah.
I thought that, let's see, that was Gabe Williams. He's a linebacker, but he really broke a tackle, which enabled that to be a good long run. You can see the replay right here. He ran that football like a linebacker then because he broke that tackle, which was the key, gave him another 15 yards on the play.
Yeah, Gabe Williams and Only have been sharing the duties at tailback. And Williams stays in right now with Smalls going wide to the right, Twins to the left. Play action again. And Lawson, I'll make that Noah Legg, throws a pass too low for the receiver to reel in, so it's incomplete. Stops the clock with 3:47 to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, and I think that he was just trying to get that one out then. He was about to step out of bounds, and he knew where he was throwing it.
All right. Atlantic Collegiate is leading Lake City.
Yeah,
that would be their second win in a row if they beat Marion last week, so they'd be 2-0 in the region.
And that's what counts.
Yep. Single setback, Only back in the ball game. Twins to the left, one to the right. Split receiver this way is Savion Watson, and the whistle blows before the ball is snapped. And a delay of game against Conway. So that's going to back them up 5. Second down, 15. Boy, Josh Pierce has got to be saying to himself, we got to stop hurting ourselves like this.
Yeah, and I tell you, one of the things, when you get down, you're trying to make something happen, it makes things real, real difficult for you. We've got a new quarterback in now, Malachi Canty. Canty.
Yes, and Canty is the running quarterback, as Lawson told us earlier, and he runs right into a host of Seahawks. Picks up maybe 3, so we'll call it third down and 12. At the 36. See several of the Conway players and a couple of Myrtle Beach players, too, wearing the pink socks for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. 3 minutes to go third quarter. Here's the snap. Rolling right. Leg back in the ball game, and he throws a laser That's pulled in by Savion Watson.
Yeah, and he got popped on that late. I thought the official was going to throw the flag. He didn't, but he went over and talked to the defender and said, hey, look, that was kind of close. You need to be careful with that.
That was an 11-yard pickup, so it brings up 4th down and 1. So 2 quarterback package, as Lawson just told us. Got Canty and Legg in there. Canty's 17, Legg is 12. They snap it to Canty. Canty's got the first down and more. He shakes a tackle and gets inside the 10.
And he showed a little bit of burst then.
Yeah.
And just kind of split the defense. I think they were going to leg. You can see it right here. They kind of moved the leg side. That nose guard especially opened his gap.
Yeah, he slid out of one tackle, and they touchdown saving grab at the 10.
And then Myrtle Beach came back, and again, that was T.J. Brown on the tackle.
It's Robinson Community College red zone play, 1st and goal from the 9. And it's Canty. No, it's Legg. Canty, Legg, throws into the end zone, touchdown.
And that touchdown then went to
number 6 again. That's what it looks like.
Your man, number 6,
yep.
Christian Bird.
Yep, Christian Bird on the touchdown.
Christian starts for him at safety, but I think runs some wide out as well.
Yeah, he's not on our 2 deep on offense, but he is on defense. Okay, so Christian Bird with the touchdown. So I got it right this time, number 6. Both 6s have scored.
You got the right 6.
Got the right 6 this time. They're going for 2, it looks like. Little swinging gate situation. No, they are going to kick. Here comes Myrtle Beach kicker Brantley Hall.
Conway kicker.
I'm sorry, Conway kicker Brantley Hall. After the touchdown pass from Legg to Bird, he kicks it high and deep. Good.
Oh, yeah, and they came off that edge again, but couldn't quite get there.
42-13.
Yeah.
Is they put 14 on the board, but it should be 13. 42-13 is your score. 1:47 to play, 3rd quarter, as we're back with more on the Conway Medical Center Friday Night Rivals on the CW21.
Want to recycle plastic bags? Be sure to do it right. Plastic bags are a serious contaminant when processing recyclables. Therefore, they are not accepted for recycling in your curbside cart or at recycling centers. Plastic bags can be recycled by returning them to retail stores, like grocery or department stores. Visit www.solidwasteauthority.org or www.recyclerightsc.org for more info on how to recycle right, South Carolina.
At HTC, we're here to keep you connected, here to help you work and play better from home. And most importantly, here with HTC Smart Wi-Fi, providing a safe, secure, and reliable fiber optic connection. We're HTC, and we're here for you, so you can be there for all of life's best moments. Stay better connected. Build closer connections. Connect with HTC Internet. HTC, here to connect.
Minute 47 seconds left on the 3rd quarter clock. It's 42-13. They got it up right now, and it's going to be the 3rd kickoff of the night by the Conway Tigers from the 40, right in the middle of the field. Or actually, they're going to offset it just a little bit to the left. And
I thought that was a really good drive by Conway.
Excellent drive.
They did a good job running and throwing the football. They threw in some crossers. They threw in some screens, and it was an excellent drive on their part. And yet, I'm afraid it's just too little, too late.
Yeah, I kind of like that 2 quarterback system thing where you don't know which one's getting the snap.
Yeah, there's got to be some rhyme or reason behind it. I just don't know it.
Here's an onside kick, and Myrtle Beach covers it perfectly right at the 50.
Yeah, and you hate to give them the ball there, but the only chance you got of getting back in this game is getting some plays like that, so I respect that call.
Oh, you have to. I mean, you got to get possession.
Yeah.
So, 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line for Myrtle Beach. They have a 4-score lead, 42-13.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see DeBrule in now. If we see Gaddy, I would think you'd see him the rest of this quarter, but it's kind of hard to, and that is DeBrule that's in at quarterback now.
You're right. Camden DeBrule, the sophomore. And they hand off to the tailback, and he goes off tackle left. Michael Cohen. We're about 2. We'll call it 2nd and 8. To the 49, so a 1-yard gain. 2nd down 9. Clock rolls at 1:20 now.
And Myrtle Beach is just taking their time getting plays in. They're watching. They're just going to let that clock tick down a little bit.
No doubt. They bring J.J. Brown and Rayvon Green near side right. Send 2 to the top of your screen. And here's a little counter. And it goes to Cohen again. And Cohen, I believe, gets the 9 he needs for the first down.
And I don't know if we can see this again. And that's why you got to get your best player out. He's limping over there now.
Oh, yeah.
If you watch this, here's what's happened to Conway all night. They've closed off the inside, but they're not securing the edge. And that thing's bouncing outside and has bounced outside on them most of the night. They really haven't given up much between the tackles, but the edge has been a very, very difficult area for them to play football in.
Exactly 10 yards they picked up on that first series, so it's 1st and 10 on the Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down. They give off to a backup tailback this time, and he carries for about 5. That's Julio Delphin.
And that's Gabe Williams on the tackle. He played running back some in that last series for Conway.
So a 3-yard gain makes it 2nd down and 7 at the 37. And Cohen is back in, but he doesn't look too healthy right now because that's going to run the third quarter clock out, though, and it's going to be a 42-13 game when we come back to the backyard in Conway where the Tigers trail 42-13 on the Conway Medical Center Friday Night Rivals on the CW21.
Hurricane season is here, and we're ready to help keep your power on. Don't be left in the dark. Prevent power outages and all kinds of weather with a Briggs & Stratton backup generator. We'll help determine the correct size for your home to keep all of your electrical devices running. So keep your family safe and comfortable with a Briggs & Stratton backup generator today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
So get this. I'm in a car accident. I'm banged up pretty good. And the insurance company offers me a check for $10,000. At the time, it seemed like a lot of money, so I took it. Such a bad move. Between the medical bills and the time I missed from work, before I knew it, I was broke. What's worse, I found out later my case was actually worth over $100,000. I should have just called Joy.
843-215-3100.
Robison Community College, your source for higher education and short-term training needs. Offering accounting, basic law enforcement training, cosmetology, criminal justice, cybersecurity, electrical systems, EMS, HVAC, mechatronics, medical office administration, respiratory therapy, radiography, university transfer, artificial intelligence, welding, and more. Online and face-to-face instruction available. Learn more at robison.edu.
Aprende inglés gratis en RCC.
At HTC, we're here to keep you connected. Here to help you work and play better from home. And most importantly, here with HTC Smart Wi-Fi, providing a safe, secure, and reliable fiber optic connection. We're HTC, and we're here for you, so you can be there for all of life's best moments. Stay better connected. Build closer connections. Connect with HTC Internet. HTC, here to connect.
After the game, switch over to ABC 15 for the end zone. All your highlights at 11:20.
"36 minutes in the books. 12 more to go." You're right, Coach. It's right on to 37. I bet Coach $1 that it wouldn't be on the 37.
And don't
on
tell
the other
my
end
wife.
of the court.
Don't tell my wife I was betting in the booth.
All right. You got a receiver all the way on the far sideline. The ball is on the left hash, and that is J.J. Brown out there by himself. and he throws a slip screen underneath to Amari Brown, and Brown breaks a couple of tackles before he's pushed out of bounds at around the 30.
And you know, when Amari gets out there with a little bit of space, he sure is dangerous. That was actually Devin Robinson, I think. No. You are correct, Amari. And I think that you got so many Browns on that Myrtle Beach team. They got Amari Brown. They got, let's see, who else?
J.J. Brown.
J.J. and
bunch of other Browns.
Amari. Of course, they got Amari listed in 2 positions.
Yep. And he'll run at the tailback and he'll run at the wideout. And DeBrule is still in the ball game. Cohen takes the carry. Cohen picks up the first down across the 35. All he needed was 1. And actually across the 25. And he picked up about 6.
And that was Deshaunte Copley on the tackle there. And we called his name. We got some yellow on the field.
Penalty flag down. We hadn't had one of those in, 4 or 5 plays. See what the white hat says. Taking his time. Holding penalty.
Beach. Yeah.
Backs him up to the 37 again. So it's back to almost the original line of scrimmage. So 3rd down, 7. Need to get to the 30 for the first down. This is where they started.
Yes, it's at the line of scrimmage where they started the quarter.
Quarter from the 37, so it's back there again. 3rd and 7. Still got Cohen in the ball game with DeBrule. Camden hands off on the counter give, and he's tackled in the backfield, a 2-yard loss.
And that tackle's made by Aaron Dorman in, and he read it well. He smelled it out. You could tell he saw that thing coming because he broke down before the handoff was actually made. If he'd have continued up the field, he would have sniffed it.
They're going to call it a 5-yard loss here, Coach.
And you can see right here how well he plays that then. I thought that he did a great job of just kind of sitting on that and didn't overextend himself. Good job.
Ball at the 43, 4th and 14. This is the first punt tonight. The left-footed kicker.
But he kicks it off to his side, but he gets a great roll for him.
Yep. Rolls inside the 25 to the 24.
It wasn't but about a 15 or 20-yard kick, but it was good and high, and he got about 10 yards out of the roll.
So the Tigers will get it back, having scored the last touchdown now. 42-13 with 10:21 to play.
And if I'm not mistaken, Coach Wilson was telling me that he lost his kicker and to an ACL.
Yeah.
And this was a backup, and I guess he hadn't kicked a lot in the game situation. That was Ray Vaughn Green punting then. The Conway band sure is alive down there.
Yeah, boy, they're having a good time. And Noah Legg takes the shotgun snap, fires across the middle. He's got an open receiver. It's caught. He pulls it down at the 46. 1st and 10 on the Myrtle Beach Sunday first down.
Boy, I thought that Jenkins did a great job of going up and high pointing that ball in. He just went up in the sky. And of course, Legg put it on the fly, and you can see the throw here. I thought Legg did a great job. I thought that he got up. Look at Jenkins on that. And that's why he's in the north-south.
Well, they marked him down at the 45. He was definitely to the 46, almost to the 47. But they're going to go for it all again. This time he dials up long distance a little bit too far.
Yeah, and that looked like Smalls out there where he was throwing the ball. And I think was that Smalls outside then? Yeah.
Javon Smalls.
And I think that's where the speed is. And I think Smalls has the ability to quickly get behind the defensive back, and that's what he was counting on.
Well, he had the couple of steps on him.
Yeah, he had the steps, and yet, if you'll notice that paper on the field, that wind is blowing in the direction of the throw. And I tell you, wind is a hard thing to deal with. I'd rather play, as far as throwing the football, I'd rather play in rain than wind.
Twins to the top of your screen, single receiver to the bottom. He puts it in the belly of the tailback, and he's off to the races, to the 40.
And I can tell you, they don't want to
down to the
that big
35
rascal in the open field.
And he finally is pulled down at the 33.
And
But boy, that's
and
a
that
big
was
run.
Gabe Williams, who is the starting linebacker. But you can see Williams here when that rascal gets going forward. I'm not sure they want to get in front of him. I can tell you, they had a time getting him on the ground.
Yeah, broke 3 tackles and finally gang tackled at the 33.
They never got him down. There it goes.
So 1st and 10 on the Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down. Myrtle Beach, they're kind of Conway moving the ball again. Here's a boundary pass to the left, and it's
and he
out of the
threw
reach.
it out, and it looked like the receiver didn't quite pull up quick enough. I think he was throwing about a 5-yard stop, and the receiver extended it a little bit, and that threw the timing off completely.
Yeah, Savion Watson outran the throw, and Williams is still in the ball game.
And, Myrtle Beach's defense has given up a lot of yardage, but they haven't given up points, and that's the key.
Yep. Twins left, one right. Again, option give to the tailback, Gabe Williams, and the junior carries for about a yard, maybe 2. We'll call it 3rd and 9.
And it looks like we're getting Hunter only back in, and he's going to give Gabe a little rest.
Yeah.
I think Gabe needs to catch his breath. He's been playing a lot on defense, or the entire defensive game.
Mm-hmm. Watson, far side. Jenkins in the slot. Smalls to the near side. He's looking to Smalls. Smalls has a step on the defender, and it's out thrown again.
Yeah, couldn't quite get there. I tell you, leg took a big hit then after he let that ball go. And a lot of times on those double move passes, you're going to get hit in the mouth. You just got to stand in there and take it. You hear that, Lawson?
Yeah. So another incomplete pass stops the clock with 8:33 to go in the football game. But they're trying to get points in a hurry. Going downfield on just about every pass.
Well, and that's really all they can do here.
Yeah.
And I respect that because you're trying to win the game. You're trying to get back in the game. It'd be easy to run this football and keep the score down, but dadgummit, do everything you can to win.
To get points, absolutely. Here's the snap again. Play action, going deep one more time in double coverage, and he caught it. Savion Watson, what a catch. Touchdown for Conway.
And 2 defenders looked like they had a play on the ball but didn't make the play, and Watson ran under it.
He just kept going.
On running. Let's take a look at that, Alan. You can see it right here. And hopefully they can slow that down at the end so you can see the effect that it had, because I felt like either 2 of those guys could play that ball, and wow, that was an excellent, very difficult catch. And not only that, he jumped the daggone fence, baby.
Yeah, Savion Watson, what a grab. The senior gets the big touchdown catch.
And Conway's going for 2, and I'll tell you why. They make this a 3-score game instead of a 4-score. You figure if you're 22 down, you got to make a 2.
Yeah.
And so if you got to make a 2, make it now. Myrtle Beach is going to use the timeout.
Calling a timeout with 8:26 to go, and we'll take the timeout with them. We'll have the extra point, 2-point conversion when we return to the Conway Medical Center Friday Night Rivals presented by Mr. Sparky on CW21.
Recycle right, South Carolina. Shredded paper can become litter if it's not properly recycled. In Horry County, shredded paper must be placed in clear plastic bags, securely tied and recycled with other recyclables. Taking these steps ensures your shredded paper isn't wasted. Visit www.solidwasteauthority.org or www.recyclerightsc.org for more info on how to recycle right, South Carolina.
Clogged toilets? Is your kitchen sink backed up? Do you have a leaking faucet? Call the experts at Benjamin Franklin Plumbing and let us help with any of your plumbing problems. We repair leaky or broken water heaters, fix frozen pipes, unclog sewer lines, and even repair garbage disposals. We're here for you 24 hours a day, and we still don't charge to come out during regular business hours. Benjamin Franklin is your punctual plumber. If there's any delay, it's you we pay.
42-19, awaiting a 2-point conversion attempt by the Conway Tigers as they scored on a 31-yard touchdown pass from Noah Legg to Savion Watson before the break.
And that was a great throw and catch, Allen.
Yeah, he ran right under that one. I thought he had given up on it for a moment. But they throw it across the middle, and this time it's intended for number 9. Does that look like Gabe or number 6?
Kind of hard to tell.
Yeah,
from
can't
here.
tell
in,
from
back
this.
in end zone.
No, it's Jordan Jenkins, number 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was double covered on that slant pattern across the middle. So it's the 2-point conversion is nullified, and it's still 42-19, 3-score ball game. But Conway's got to get the ball back. Likely
they got to get it back,
kick.
and they got to score 2s.
Yes.
So they got to score, and they get the 2-point conversion. And it's not undoable, but the way Myrtle Beach has been playing offense and the way they've been hanging on to the football, I think it's going to be a very difficult challenge for Conway.
Tell you what, Coach Pierce has got to be happy with the way his offense has performed tonight.
The bottom line with the offense, if you go back and score in the red zone, it's a good ball game. But the red zone scoring has been the demise of the Conway Tigers tonight. Now, give Myrtle Beach a whole lot of credit because they have pushed the ball down the field all night long.
They turned it over on downs at the 21 time, and they turned it over on downs at the 1 time. So here's an onside kick. It's going to be returned. Myrtle Beach is going to run with the football into Conway territory.
You know, the thing about that onside kick, if you do recover that thing on your feet, they're already down there, and a lot of times that guy can score. So they did a good job getting him in.
Rayvon Green weaved his way through that coverage team down to the 45 of Conway. So the Seahawks have it back, but Conway scored the last 2 touchdowns now. It was 42-6. Now 42-19.
And it looks like we're going to see Gaddy back in at quarterback.
Yep. Tanner Gaddy back in, along with Michael Cohen.
And I think Coach Wilson doesn't want to take any chances here.
Rayvon on the move. He hands off to Cohen on the option. Penalty flag is down on the far side of the field. Probably a hold on the play.
And the tackle then was made by Jalen Boyce. So Conway, too, has some guys, some backups in there getting some snaps.
Hold on Myrtle Beach is going to negate what little yardage they picked up there. So it'll be 2nd down and 20, or make it 1st and 20. Back at the 45 on their side of the field.
It'd be interesting to see what Myrtle Beach's penalty yards were tonight because they've given up a lot of yardage on penalties.
And unsportsmanlike conduct penalties a couple of times. And again, under 8 minutes now on the rolling clock. 1st and 20. Gaddy runs left, throws right, gets it off to Amare Brown, and Amare carries from maybe 10. So we'll call it 2nd and 10.
Deshaunte Copley, I think, ran him out of bounds and made the tackle out of bounds in.
So it's only a 7-yard pickup, so it's 2nd down and 13.
And, you know, one of the things we hadn't talked a whole lot about tonight, but Myrtle Beach has thrown the ball down the field a lot, and they've thrown a lot of screens, and I think they've done a pretty good job up front for the most part, both in their run and pass blocking.
We only had 1 sack on either side tonight.
Yeah, we hadn't had a lot of penetration, and you got to give – you just don't notice those offensive linemen until they're bad.
Yeah, and Cohen weaves his way through that Conway defense to the 39, so that's another 7-yard pickup. So it's going to be 3rd and about 5.
And I think that Coach Wilson is going to be happy with screens and inside runs now. That was Aaron Dorman on the tackle then, Alan.
Dorman has made a lot of tackles tonight.
Yeah, and I think Dorman and Gabe both have been very busy.
Yeah.
Myrtle Beach is in their Rhino package.
They're in the Rhino now with 3rd and 5. 3 up backs. They snap it directly to the tailback, who is at the top of that V formation. And it is Antonio Brown. He is the Rhino quarterback. He picks up the needed yardage and maybe a couple more to the 35. So 1st and 10 on the Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down.
And I think you're going to see Myrtle Beach probably run this in if they're able to, because I respect that kind of gamesmanship. You don't need a score, and so play it like you should.
Same set. 2 up backs, then you got your tailback, and then you got your Rhino quarterback, and that's Antonio Brown, or Antonio Brown. Another Brown. Antonio, it takes it into the Conway secondary.
I think you'd be safe if you just said
Say Brown. Yeah. So Antonio carries it to the 19, so it's in the Robinson Community College red zone for another Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down.
And that was a host of Conway tacklers then.
Robinson Community College, from the red zone to the real world. Robinson Community College gets you there. Under 6 minutes now. We're halfway through the 4th quarter. Staying with Antonio Brown in the Rhino. He's going to run with it again. Another hole on the right side. He's grabbing chunks of about 5-6 yards every time.
Yeah, and they're going to do just a few things out of that. Basically, they're running an off-tackle power right there. But then they'll come back, they'll run that, and they'll come back and run a counter and pull that guard and tackle or that guard and that H back and lead up in the hole the opposite way, and that's what makes it tough, because your linebackers have to be the guys that stop that thing. And you get them heading in the wrong direction, you got something.
Conway puts in a defender late, lines up on the line, and it's 2nd down and 2. Picked up 8 on that first down play. Same play, exactly. And Brown inside the 5, close to the goal line. Touchdown, Myrtle Beach. So Antonio Brown scores his 2nd touchdown tonight.
Yeah, and I think Coach Wilson did exactly what he wanted here. You can see he's just going to get in behind the big guys. And there's a lot of meat up there. And that tackle then was made by number 42, Aaron Dorman, who's made a lot of tackles tonight. But it was a little bit late.
He lunged in. That's the 2nd time he has reached that football out across the goal line. Extra point is up. Sneaks it inside the right upright, and it's 48. Make it 49-19 now. A 30-point lead for the Seahawks from Myrtle Beach on the Conway Medical Center. Friday night rivals on the CW21.
Hey, it's Tony Zach with Mr. Sparky reminding you it's hurricane season. Do you need help with your portable generator hookup? Mr. Sparky can make it easy by installing an interlock kit and a receptacle. This keeps our hard-working linemen safe when you're using your portable generator. Call the electrical professionals at Mr. Sparky. We'll be right over.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Hi, I'm Lenore Sellers, South Carolina football quarterback. In football, making the right call can mean the difference between winning and losing the game. Your healthcare is no different. With multiple locations throughout the state, Hope Health offers convenient, expert primary and specialty care. Make the right call and become a patient of Hope Health today. To learn more, visit hope-health.org. That's hope-health.org.
Under 5 minutes, and Myrtle Beach answers back with a touchdown. A running score from about 6 yards out from Antonio Brown. They ran the Rhino package for the last 30 yards of that drive. And another 50-yard drive by Myrtle Beach scores a touchdown, and they're going to kick off from the left hash. They've been doing that much of the night, and they lead it by 30.
Yeah, and I sure miss Paul Gable, because I would love to know kind of what the yardage looked like tonight, because it's been interesting to see how well and how effectively Myrtle Beach moves the football. They're just very, very efficient on offense. And then you got to give Conway a lot of credit because I think they played well enough defense or offensively.
That's a free football, and I think Myrtle Beach has it.
You can't let that ball hit the ground. You have to catch that ball. When
Myrtle
it's kicked
Beach,
up in the air, when you let it kick the ground, you don't know where it's going.
That's the second time tonight they've had an inadvertent onside kick.
Yes. And again, what happens is that ball's kicked between two people, and you can see it right here. They're indecisive about who needs to cover that thing. And somebody's got to call it just like a punt, and you got to get up under there and get on that ball. Even if you get hit in the mouth, catch it, dadgummit.
Yeah, I thought they were going to call for a fair catch, but nobody caught it.
Nope.
And it just bounced on the ground, and Myrtle Beach was the first team to get there.
Yeah, and here I think you're going to see Myrtle Beach kind of slow their pace down. They're going to run the football.
And here's a give-off tackle again to Delphin.
We got a lot of flags coming on out there. I don't know if it's a late hit or what.
What are you doing? Ashley Smith coming in, talk to me. What are you doing?
Yeah,
autopilot. Okay.
These guys on the Conway radio station are coming down here and harassing us.
Yeah, harassing me.
And I just don't. I just first of all, there's no class whatsoever on that broadcast team from Conway football, and secondly.
Yeah, he's your boy and my boy.
I've been knowing Ashley a long time. I remember when his dad was coaching here, and he was on my first staff at Conway.
Right. Yeah.
And Ashley was just a little old puppy running around. I had to wipe his nose and his behind so many times. But he has grown up, and he's a grown man now, and that's hard to understand.
Myrtle Beach has committed another penalty. So what was about a 9-yard gain is going to take it back to the original line of scrimmage. And
and you know, Alan, what happens here, you start playing a lot of subs, and they're a little indecisive, and the game kind of slows down once you do that.
So it's 1st and 9 after the 10-yard gain.
We have had some odd D&Ds tonight.
So the penalty flag was down the field at the end of that run. And it goes Amare Brown wide right.
And I think both teams are trying to empty their bench at this point and make sure some kids get some reps.
Julio Delphin on the carry again. Another 10-yard pickup. And that's going to move the sticks.
Yeah, and I saw the safety come up and really make a good play for Conway then. I'm not sure who that was, but it was Skyler. Okay, safety's not on the roster, so you better get him down. But there again, you look at your young guys when you give them a shot right here. Sometimes you got football players on your team and don't even know it.
Yeah. J.J. Brown splits to the right, twins to the left, and Conway bringing in a late player again. They've run in a defensive lineman late about 4 or 5 players.
They're trying to figure out who they don't have, who has not been able to get in the game yet.
Okay. Single setback to Brule. Hands off to Delphin again. Delphin carries for maybe 3. We'll call it 2nd down and 7 inside the 30. In between the 28 and the 29. So 2nd and 7.
Myrtle Beach just taking their time over there. They're going to take time. And I tell you what, the wind has picked up.
Really picked up.
It's blowing through the booth here and feels real good, actually.
Best it's felt this year for sure. It'll be down under 3 minutes after this play. Delphin gets the call once more. He's going to turn the corner left and gets tackled hard. Nice pursuit for Conway on that play. Big number 99. And they're not, Conway doesn't have a 99 on their roster.
Yeah, and I think, too, we're seeing some guys that we're going to be seeing for the next couple of years off of both teams.
Yep. So 2:45 as the clock rolls in the Robeson County Community College red zone at the 19. 1st and 10. Delphin once more. Same play. Off tackle left. And he carries to the 14. So a 5-yard pickup. Camden DeBrule goes over and has a personal chat with the offensive coordinator, which is Mickey Wilson, by the way. He calls his own plays. And pretty innovative mind he has. Jenkins wide out to the near, or make that Brown wide out to the near side. They go Delphin once more, this time to the right. He's inside the 10, down to the 5, pulling the pile with him for a touchdown. He pulled that entire pile 5 yards for a touchdown.
I think he had some help, though, because he had some of those linemen leaning on him.
Little tush push.
You can see it right here. I think you're going to see some tush push going on right here. But they, you know, and that's what's changed in the rules. In the past, you couldn't do that.
Couldn't do it.
There goes D.P. Jordan pushing in on that thing, so he ought to get one of the points.
Right. That's good. The offensive line should get half the points on that play.
Yeah, they should.
So they score again with 1:38 left. And Charlie Daniel on the extra point. He's been perfect tonight. All of them. 56-19 now with $1:38 to go in the contest. And we're going to have to rush out of here afterwards, Coach, because we are past the 10 o'clock hour. It's time for Penn and Teller. Fool us. I want to get home and watch it.
Yeah, I've been fooled before.
Going to get home in time to watch Brandon Dunn on the ABC 15 with the end zone.
It's nice being here in the Conway booth and being about 3 minutes
I was
from home.
to say, you can hit it. You hit a driver in a 4-iron to your house,
I
can't
don't
you?
have far to go. It sure beats being in Sherrall or Marlboro County or one of the Hartsville, some of those places.
Yeah, well, we're going down to Georgetown next week. Got Waccamaw and Aner.
Waccamaw and Aner.
Yeah.
Actually, we'll be going to Pawleys.
That's true. Georgetown County, Pawleys Island.
Georgetown County.
Yeah.
It's all Georgetown, isn't it?
Yeah, to me.
You can't convince the Waccamaw people of that.
No.
Now, let's see if they do sky kick again, and if somebody fair catches this ball.
Let's see if, somebody please catch this ball. Conway, they did fair catch it.
That was funny because he did show the fair catch sign, but wasn't extensive with it. He caught the ball, ran about 2 steps,
and then said,
showed it again.
That's it.
Don't hit me. Don't hit me. And on the catch then, that was, we'll see how good Lawson is. Oh, Lawson's falling asleep on me.
Uh-oh.
He got his eye on one of the little old gals in the stands. And I tell you what, that's the story of losing good football players, is they start chasing the women, and they ain't no good no more.
Yep. It'll do it every time, Lawson.
Yes, sir.
Minute 38 to go. 4 scores again. And they hand off up the middle, the Tigers. And I'm sure we're going to have some backups in there on offense.
Yeah, and they're just
same
trying
as before.
Trying to get some kids on the field that haven't had that opportunity. I tell you, this facility is beautiful, isn't it, Alan?
Oh, it is.
I love the tight sidelines. The turf looks just phenomenal. And then when you look around and you see what's going on the football, on the baseball and softball fields.
Yeah, I'm glad they're doing that.
They really are upgrading some things.
Travez Taylor was on that carry. I think he gets it again. Taylor, he got 4 on the first play, maybe 1 on the second. And it's going to be 3rd down and a long 5. Third down and almost 6. And in the ball game now for Conway is P.J. Ellerby at tailback. Quarterback takes it, hands off to Ellerby. No, he keeps it himself, Q counter. That is Canty, Mekhi Canty. And that may be the final play of the ball game. Under 20 seconds.
Mekhi has got a quick little spurt. You know, when he takes off, he's got a good little acceleration.
Yeah.
And I believe that's
Conway's going to let it run out. And a final score, Myrtle Beach 56, Conway 19. So the Tigers fall to 1-1 in the Beach region. Myrtle Beach is 2-0 and now 5-2 on the year. The Tigers are 2-4 on the year, or 2-5, on the year. And we'll have the post-game wrap-up when we return to the backyard in Conway. The Seahawks win it tonight, 56-19 on the Conway Medical Center. Friday Night Rivals on CW21.
DIY? How about DDIY? Don't do it yourself. Leave it to the professionals. Benjamin Franklin is your plumbing expert. We can take the hassle out of your home's plumbing. We can handle whole house repipes, unclogging your drains, installing water heaters, and help with any natural gas or inspections. And we're always there for you 24 hours a day. Benjamin Franklin is your punctual plumber. If there's any delay, it's you we pay.
Greatness is measured in the mornings you wake up ready to move, in the moments you choose motion over stillness, in every single time you refuse to sit this one out. That's why CMC Orthopedics has 5 locations across the county and sees walk-in patients every day. It's why the Chanticleers trust us with their dreams as the premier orthopedic provider of CCU athletics. Greatness keeps moving, and CMC Orthopedics keeps you there.
Hey, Mommy! Life can get a little hectic, and sometimes things slip through the cracks. But when life overflows, A&I is ready to step in. Our team acts fast to restore your home and bring peace back to your life. You can rely on A&I when life overflows.
Want to be ABC 15's next Kidcaster? Any 3rd through 6th grader can be a Weather Authority Kidcaster and help us deliver the weather during the 5 o'clock news. Just mail an essay or drawing about what the weather in the Carolinas means to you and include the parent and child's full name, email address, phone number, and child's grade to the address on screen. Each Tuesday, we'll feature a new Kidcaster. For more information, visit the contest page at WPDE.com.
ABC 15's Kidcaster is sponsored by America's Furniture Warehouse.
Back at the E. Craig Wall Memorial Stadium in the backyard of the Conway High School as the Myrtle Beach Seahawks come about 20 miles up the road and pick up their 2nd region victory of the year by a score of 56-19. And, Coach, it's time. Let's talk about the drive of the game. What a drive it was.
Yeah, and I tell you, anytime you go 99 yards, but I think it kind of set the tone for the rest of the game, and that's why it was the drive of the game. A 99-yard
This
drive
is the school
phenomenal.
bus stop of the game. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out.
Yeah, the school bus stop of the game had to be that right at the 1-yard line, would you think?
They were at the 1. And the important thing, they had stopped Conway from scoring on 4th down, and then they took the ball, and they were 1 score up at the time, Myrtle Beach was. But they were able to take that ball and go the length of the field, 99 yards, and put them up 2 scores, and it was a different ball game at that point.
All right. And I don't know if we have that play recorded, but we're going to talk about the drive of the game, a 99-yarder from Myrtle Beach to put them up 2 scores at the time, and it's time to hand out some hardware. As we go down to the field to Rodney Berry, he is with Mickey Wilson, the head coach of the Myrtle Beach Seahawks and the Seahawk football squad.
Thanks so much, guys. What a fun game to watch. I'm down here with Coach. Coach, tell us how important. You came in here to a rival, out of town. You got this win. during this time of the season. How important is that?
Well, it's always big in region play to get a win, especially on the road. Tough place to play. Proud of our kids. This is probably the best we've played all year long. We played great in spurts before, but we hadn't extended those spurts, and we were able to do that tonight. So just really proud of our guys, our players, and our coaches. Really quality win on the road.
For once, I'm going to have to agree with old Coach Chuck Jordan. A lot in the red zone. You guys seem to keep them out in important times and punch it in important times.
Yeah, we did a really good job of getting in the red zone tonight and getting in the end zone. We had a great goal line stand down here with our defense on the 1 yard line. We played a complete game for the most part tonight. We got some things we got to clean up, but just really proud of our players and our coaches.
Well, the momentum is so important, and it appears you guys have that.
Absolutely. We got some great leadership. We got some guys like Antonio Brown and Tanner Gaddy and Tyreek Coughlin. Those guys just lead us and do a great job, and really proud of these guys.
We got to give away some hardware and leather, Coach. Let's start with the HTC game ball. And I saw a young man run hard. There's a running back called Scatterboo, and that's who he reminded me of. Mr. Cohen, come down here and join us. Impressive game, young man.
Thank you.
Tell us about your performance tonight and your player and the team's performance.
Man, my performance is just because, man, my O-line blocks so well, and I love this team, man. There's just so much more we can accomplish, and that just shows it right there. You're just going to see as we go. We get better every game, so yes, sir.
Young man, very impressive.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, guys. We also have... Hold on. Smart, Coach. Smart move. The Conway Medical Center trophy. This goes back to Myrtle Beach. Here it is, guys. Let's go to the house, guys.
Thank you, Rodney. And how about that victory bell right behind him?
Yeah,
stays in Myrtle Beach. Stays in Myrtle Beach for another year, Coach. Like I said, it was in your office a lot of years.
Yeah, and I tell you, that's been a big deal in our two communities over the years. It really has, and that's a good thing.
Well, that's going to wrap it up from here tonight. I want to say thank you to all of the folks with Lucky Dog Television Productions and ABC 15. Rodney Berry on the sidelines. Coach Chuck Jordan. I'm Alan Smothers saying your final score, the Myrtle Beach Seahawks 56, the Conway Tigers 19 for Chuck and Rodney. So long, everybody.
Hello, everybody. I'm Cecil Chandler. Are you looking for a new Hyundai? Well, the 2025s have got to go, and there's only a few left. The 2025 Sonata, 1.99% interest rate for 60 months with leases starting at $259. Looking for a smaller car? How about the 2025 Tucson with 1.99% interest rate for 60 months with leases starting at $279. Deals like this make you smile.
It doesn't matter who your team is, you're always a winner with Myrtle Beach Hyundai.
Hi, I'm Lenore Sellers, South Carolina football quarterback. In football, making the right call can mean the difference between winning and losing the game. Your healthcare is no different. With multiple locations throughout the state, Hope Health offers convenient, expert primary and specialty care. Make the right call and become a patient of Hope Health today. To learn more, visit hope-health.org. That's hope-health.org.
It looks like it's about to rain. I hope we get to the house with the big candy bars. There might be a little shower at 5:45, but not a complete washout. Huh? That's what Ed said.
Find out what Ed says weeknights on ABC 15 News.
This season, ABC 15 Sports has added a little help